Welcome everybody to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Thursday. My name is Seymour. With me is Kevin with a K. We got lots of action as we're going to be looking towards the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the grand finals of both the Independent and Northeast Division. Kevin, it seems like we got a lot of action to go through today.
Oh yeah, we've got, like you said, two divisions that we're working on, and we've got a lot of games for each one, some real nail-biters. I would like to believe at the very least to determine the qualifications for, what is that, a $25,000 qualifier? Is that right?
I'm pretty sure last time I checked, unless the numbers have changed, they maybe kind of snuck and changed those numbers on us, but I doubt it. $25,000 is a lot of money to be playing for right now in the qualifiers. I'm sure everybody here wants a piece of that prize. So a lot on the line for them to go through these matches. And to start in the quarterfinals, we get a little bit of a journey of some of these players, Kevin. So I'm excited as we're going to be kicking things off with Pine Lake versus Piedmont over in the Independent Division for our first series of the day. I think as we kind of move on through, we get to carry on and see these teams all the way into the grand finals. So a lot to learn here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to get into the action and see what type of character selections we're going to have. Starting off with some very hype gameplay, and that's only going to be exacerbated by the stage selection. Two very large characters on a very small stage.
Yeah. And you know, you got to give the edge a little bit to Donkey Kong here. Faster than Ganondorf for sure, but you know, if you find yourself a good Ganondorf player, a lot can happen inside of a series like this. So you got to watch out for them Ganondorfs. As you can see already, Pine Lake, Renma looking for the offstage spike. No recover for the Ganon. Tenuta losing out on their first stock.
Yeah, I'm going to trust that the direction here is right. Tenuta for Piedmont and Renma for Pine Lake. So Piedmont is starting off a stock down, and that's kind of what you expected. Like you said, Donkey Kong's a little bit faster, but more importantly, it has a very, very hefty advantage state and some pretty reasonable ways to edgeguard a very linear recovery like Ganondorf's.
We have to see if Tenuta can find a way around this. As again, the recovery is fantastic. Renma very comfortable playing off stage, and as soon as Tenuta goes for the recovery, this Donkey Kong is all over Tenuta. So nice there from the Ganondorf to at least have a little bit of a get off me. Sends Renma off the stage, now looking to equalize when it comes down to the stocks, but a lot of damage here. Goes for the charge up smash, but instead Renma dodges it, and one better there takes Tenuta down to their last stock.
Actually had time to shield after that up tilt and just flash the shield, thinking that they could parry it or possibly jump in time. I don't think either of them were expecting the end lag to be so low for that up tilt. But in any case, that's Renma still up 2 full stocks, high percentage, and finally dropping 1. This is still a massive uphill battle for Tenuta.
Yeah, but again, I mean, Tenuta, we've been seeing some good combos coming out from this Ganondorf, so they can start putting it together. Start giving Renma a little bit of a run for their money. And we know heavy matches like this can swing back the other way in no time at all. So Tenuta doing a fantastic job at limiting the amount of damage here from Renma for sure. Playing the spacing fantastic, but although Tenuta not able to hold on to that shield in time, Renma's going to send them off, and Tenuta in a little bit of trouble, has to reclaim their space.
Yeah, we do need to keep in mind, remember that this is being played online, and with Nintendo's netcode that they've chosen for this game, you're going to have not only the, I want to say it's 5 or 6 frames of controller input lag, but also just the natural 5 or 6 frames of lag that is built in. The delay, I should say, the built-in delay for this delay-based netcode. So there's a lot of delay and a lot of decisions that have to be made ahead of time, and a lot of hard reads that kind of have to be made, especially when you're playing two very slow characters.
Well, right now, Renma seems to be an open book because Tenuta has read their way back into an equal stage so far, both on their last stock, but Renma just hasn't been able to put it together since bringing Tenuta down to their last one. Nice shield turnaround for Tenuta, and this might be it for the first round of this best of 3. Ganondorf in control, but Renma's going for the spike, taking him down, brings him out of recover range, and oh my goodness, Renma with the 200 IQ Donkey Kong plays.
But Tenuta really brought that back. That should not have been as close of a game as it was. Bringing Renma down to the very last hit, way high percentage. I mean, that could have been over in a heartbeat for either one of them. So credits for Tenuta for bringing that back. But I'm not sure. That was some very scary play as we see both players swapping out characters.
I don't mind this link swap for Renma. You look at the King K rule. Again, a very heavy character. A lot, I guess, less strong than what we had in the past. But for Link, this is where you can start to utilize a lot of the spacing here. And in a battle of projectiles, I would give this to Renma for sure.
Yeah, that is the inclination, as you have somebody who has faster projectiles, more easily angleable projectiles. But then when you think about how massive Crown is and how massive the blunderbuss is, and the armor whenever you're using, Crown rank, there's just so many opportunities to force your opponent to make, good decisions if they're coming in that mid-range. If you're at that longer range, it definitely favors Renma, but on a stage like Final Destination, having center is very important, so you're often seeing them playing at this kind of middle range.
And you can see that the heaviness of this King K rules, what's going to be a big struggle, I'm sure, for this Link as well. Blunderbuss going to force the shield parry, and they swap. As Renma just trying to keep their space, chip away at this percentage, try to bring Tenuta into KO territory. And now I think Tenuta just knows exactly what they have to do, hold on to their centering, like you said, on Final Destination, and try to force Renma off stage. Renma, nice little spin. He's going to send Tenuta off onto the side. Ledge guard not going to be there, but Renma successfully reads it into the air. This could be a chance to take the stock, and it will be.
Nice little forward air. Great way to close out that stock. Covers so much space. And since we're on Final Destination, you don't have the luxury of trying to recover high, landing on a platform and forcing some answers. Now, that does work in the favor of both characters here. And that's a quick punish for Tenuta to even up that stock. And you really would have liked to have gotten some extra credit if you're Renma here.
So back down to even in the second stock. Lots of work for Renma to do as Tenuta is starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in the second round. Renma, as we saw back on that Donkey Kong, Kevin, I mean, always comfortable off stage. So I think for Tenuta, the biggest thing here is just trying to end this with smash attacks, just trying to force KOs right off stage. Don't allow Renma chances to kind of play off stage and recover easily, because I don't think Tenuta is going to be able to match with that.
Yeah, I believe there was a Shakespearean quote of "Thou shalt not challenge the Wi-Fi K rule," and I believe Renma is choosing to, rewrite history a little bit here, going for the challenge on pretty much everything. And I'm surprised that half of this is not being armored through. I'm also surprised at how close quarters Renma is willing to play to get a lot of these openings.
There's lots of good reads, and Tenuta just cannot keep up with this Link. The projectiles on top of, Renma just always playing their spacing. Lovely finish on that second stock, and now Renma a chance to go up in the series or take the series into old-fashioned Tenuta. Again, can we see that comeback like we saw back in game number 1, or is this where Renma puts it away?
Dash attack. Sometimes you just got to use the right burst option, catch a landing. Man, trying to get a lot of value out of the spinning slash, and it really is just starting to not give so much value. It's a single hit, so if it's shielded, Tenuta could be doing a lot more than just going for like these jabs, these down tilts, or what have you. It's got so much end lag as long as you shield the very first hit, or, in a lot of these cases, clash with it with something like Crownerang.
Tenuta going to be caught on top of the bomb. Crownerang comes back. Renma thrown into the air, forced to shield both sides. Boomerang is just going to continue to give Renma a chance in these close quarter engagements. Back to the center, gets behind him. Not able to land there. Tenuta, good read on the jumps. Crownerang into the blunderbuss. Renma reads him with the up tilt, and that's going to be Tenuta losing out in the second game. Big plays coming out from the Link of Renma. 2-0 in the best of 3.
I was surprised that was one of the first times that we saw that up smash come out. Spinning slash out of shield is a fantastic option. It will catch K. Rool landing with pretty much any aerial, but the up smash will catch the K. Rool before they even land, and it will catch any of the hurt boxes that are trying to be thrown out as hit boxes, honestly. But, in any case, that was fantastic stuff. Good stuff from Renma.
Okay, round 2. Nitro versus Datmate. Opening things up right away. Pine Lake taking the lead after that first set. Now Piedmont have to try to make a comeback here. We do see the Sora pick. I am totally wrong with that one.
Oh yeah, the Shulk pick.
The Shulk pick.
The Shulk pick. I get it though. They're honestly, it's two pretty boy characters, and both of them have weird swords. So don't blame you.
Hey, the key sword's not weird. Keyblade is not weird at all.
That's the one you said isn't weird? That's the weird one.
it's just a key. It's simple.
To be used as a sword. A key? I don't know where in the history books that happened.
Hey, I mean, it's the Kingdom Heart history book. You gotta read up on that for sure. But opening stock can be taken from Nitro. So out of two sword characters, a lot of speed going through this matchup with the Shulk. And it just seems like right now Pine Lake continuing to hold advantage. Yeah,
this is not, I don't think, a very easy matchup on paper. I'm not sure what the tier lists say, what the matchup charts say for various Shulk and Aegis players, but this does not seem easy for Shulk. You know, you have to select speed, whereas you have a character who just naturally is speed. And so if you want any chance to challenge that, you have to either be playing at the perfect range or make the right decision at the right time. And online, of course, that's already very difficult to do, but it's also just especially difficult against Mithra, which is 141%. You're going to switch to Pyre and just fish. And I'm honestly disgusted by just throwing out these smash attacks and how successful that's been for Nitro.
And you just see, like, Datmate just hasn't been able to really catch a break with this whole thing. Forced, like you said, to swap, and it just can't keep up with the Pyre Mithra. Just the speed right now of Mithra. It is just so tough. It is why, you know, out of sword characters, Pyre Mithra just up there as one of the best, just continuing to volley this Shulk and combo them countlessly. Shulk, can you recover from this one? It doesn't seem like Nitro wants to let that happen. And they're going to go down together. That's game one.
Oh, disgusting. Going all the way down there for that. That was nice. Honestly, that was a very respectable way to close that out. I appreciated that they didn't just go for the really reliable win because they were playing really, what's the best way to describe that? Ugly. I hated watching smash attacks being thrown out just because it's online. But honestly, if you watch Nitro's play, there was a lot of catches of landings, a lot of just really fundamental play that works on or offline. So it was a well-deserved game one.
Of course, a lot of timing, very patient, very practiced on the Pyre Mithra. Now the Pichu swap for Datmate. Piedmont gonna have to see if they can bring things back now against this Pyre Mithra. Pichu definitely gonna still struggle against this sword character of Pyre Mithra, but see if maybe this can give Datmate a little bit of an edge when it comes down to the comfort of what Pichu might allow. Dash attack's not going to hit. Still struggling to land any sort of shots on this Pyre Mithra. Finally going to reclaim some center stage. Goes for the Thunderbolt, but instead, Nitro intercepting that one. Continuing to stabilize and stay comfortable.
Yeah, Pichu is definitely better against Aegis, I'd say, than Shulk is. Yeah, wow, good catch on the jump. But Pikachu is really the answer here if you're trying to have an answer. You know, quick attack is incredibly important, but agility doesn't have those same hitboxes, so you don't have the freedom to engage or re-engage or even cash a dash in from a Mithra or anything like that, because nothing that you have will clash from that type of distance.
Oh, here we go. Gonna see if the Pichu is the answer. So far, not so good. As the end, Nitro continuing to be quite the issue here. Pine Lake in full control of this series, and it doesn't look like it's stopping. Pichu being caught again. Fancy moves here from Nitro, just very comfortable with this character selection, with this opposition. Looking to take that second stock so comfortably, only a 94% still.
Yeah, a little fade back on the Prominence Revolt to ensure that it hits on top of the platform. Probably would have killed regardless, but Datmate I don't think is very comfortable necessarily on Pichu in general, and definitely not in this matchup. I think it was just a panic swap because theoretically it is better, but it's still a struggle.
Down to the end. Looking for the win here for Pine Lake in this quarterfinal. Datmate, you have to make a monumental turnaround No room for error, Kevin. No room to make these misinputs that come so often in online Smash. Nitro. Chances to end this one. Goes for the smash attack. Doesn't land. Second one. Chance for the volleys. But again, Datmate able to stay alive so far. Hold on tight.
Yeah, this jab is going to be fat, and if it was Gentleman's, it might have even killed, but that's a rapid jab. Swap back to Mithra. I'm not sure what the thought process here is. I think they're just tired of getting hit, and so they wanted to go to a faster character, knowing that Mithra can probably kill at this percentage as well with a few moves, especially if you're just going to throw out smash attacks like Nitro is doing. Yeah, it's probably going to kill.
Looking for the kill for Nitro. Datmate struggling right now, and this is going to be deadly.
Ugh.
That's game.
Come on.
Nitro losing out on one stock across both games. Pine Lake just continuing to show up so far.
Ugh.
And inside of this best of three, I mean, like, what more could you ask right now than a performance like that?
Yeah, that was tough to watch, but that does send us to a third set in Pine Lake versus Piedmont, and we're seeing two very punchy characters from their own respective, if you can call them, fighting games. I don't think that Knockout is technically a fighting game, but has similar mechanics.
Hey, the character's definitely a fighter, for sure. Punch is quite hefty, as you can see. That Beans is coming out strong so far. Renma, who we saw back in that first series, take the win in a 2-0 fashion. Now looking to finish things off for Pine Lake, coming back in towards the stage, as this time we see Beans on the other side for Piedmont. Definitely looking very good when it comes down to this pick right off the bat, but that is a hefty shot to take there from Renma. Beans has to be careful. It looks like Renma's getting comfortable again off stage, constantly blocking Beans from getting back into it, but the recovery is good.
Ah, nice. Grabs it with just a basic power dunk, but Renma, unfortunately, fast falls a little too fast, does not time it quite right, and so it does not make it back with the rising uppercut. Oh, but that's a big miss. A small punish.
Yeah, nothing to write home about just yet. Beans is going to look to milk this stock as long as they can. And out for Renma. I mean, this is going to be troublesome for sure, how to work around it, because last go around when you were on stage, you were in full control from start to finish. This time it looks like Beans has something to say for Piedmont. It says second stock taken right away. Beans is looking to sweep him.
You got to go gone if you're Renma right now. You really don't want to have to keep dealing with this. It's so annoying to deal with the power geysers. Buster Wolf can kill at such low percentages. And your Little Mac, you should have a lot of options to play with, but I see a lot of shielding coming out from Renma and not enough of what just happened right there. Run up smash.
Yeah, as simple as that for Renma. It's just not playing scared. And I think you highlighted perfectly that just doesn't seem like Renma is as confident this time around, going for the jabs in, grab, thrown up, then Beans now, chance to take the game. KO for the Little Mac. Can you utilize it as best as you can? No, not yet. Just not landing any blows. And Beans wants to put it away. Renma covers back in. Takes center stage yet again.
Where are the up tilts? Where are the down tilts? These are like classic, great frame data options that combo into things for Little Mac. And I'm seeing very little of those. It's old. There, it's finally an up tilt. You force attack, and that's okay. That shield is getting real low, big guy, but Renma's still not capitalizing. Finally.
Low.
Straight lunge, please. Yeah, there it is.
And see you later. Okay, so back down to the one stock, but Beans, again, just holding on to these stocks as long as humanly possible for his team. And for Piedmont, this is exactly what you could ask for. Gonna take the stock right away, coming back off the respawn. And that is gonna be Piedmont with the advantage now in the series.
Little burning knuckle action there does catch the landing. With the KO punch having come back online, it's rare that you see a second KO punch in a single stock from a Little Mac, by the way. I definitely thought Renma could have made that comeback, but it does at least give them the confidence for the first time today to stay on a character.
We get the run back. Little Mac versus Terry.
Nice. Good option.
You can see if Piedmont can put in reverse here for Terry and run away with this series. Drive away for this one. But again, I mean, towards the end of that first set, It did look like Renma started to get a lot more comfortable towards the end. So for Renma, it's just starting off on a better foot than you did in the last set. It seems like already Renma is looking to do that.
Yeah, I do like the use of Power Wave to try to not allow your opponent to get in here. Fantastic stuff. Understanding that the frame data of the forward angle, up angle forward smash, Jesus, does not have a lot of end lag, so you can force the jab and not lose the KO punch immediately. But it is followed up, and that is death for sure. Another Burning Knuckle just catches so much space.
Yeah, and Renma on the receiving end loses that first stock. Beans feeling good so far for this matchup. Renma is going to have to put on the gas. Beans gets back. But it's going to be the up smash for Renma. Not going to find the KO just yet. Beans is holding on strong. Backs up. Misses. Here we go. For Renma, chance to take this stock finally. It doesn't look like it's just yet. Both players going forward with the shield. And I cannot believe that Beans has not been taken out of the stock just yet.
Come on, F-tilt, do something here. Like, that, you can F-tilt that. You shielded it. It does not have a lot of linger to it. But Go being online is doing too much work. Oh, unfortunate. Just burning the counter there. It's another thing when you're playing online is you can't really react too well. And we're seeing that with a lot of these missed 2 frames.
Oh no. I mean, like, Beans is just in the flow state at the moment. Renma's got to put on the gas. Might be too far over for the down throw, and now looking to just continue to box things out here for Terry. Lovely plays here from Beans. Again, just chipping away at Renma, making sure that he holds on to this throw stock as long as possible, and Renma just can't get anything going.
Oh, you got to up smash right there. That has a lot of end lag too. You have a few different choices actually, but the fastest out of shield would have been up smash. At least get 1 stock gone. Forward throw is going to force another 2 frame, and it is actually caught this time. You should be catching Terry on these 2 frames. It's so difficult for Terry to actually snap off of that rising tackle.
It's going to have to be a Renma masterclass here. 93%.
That takes KO punch? That's disgusting.
Oh, brother. Renma, this might be it. Falls back in towards the stage. Beans has him on the ropes. And now looking to finish it. Piedmont for a chance to win it all. And it looks like that's going to be the case for the series. Piedmont taking it. Renma losing in the head-to-head. And what a show there from Beans. Incredible plays for Piedmont.
Yeah, that was tough. You could definitely tell that Renma was not super comfortable on Little Mac in that delay. Seeing a bunch of times where they thought they were going to grab ledge, but instead they landed on stage, and then they were just hard punished because they weren't ready to throw out an option. They didn't know they were going to land on stage. That was another situation where they buffered air dodge on accident, expecting that it was going to come out sooner. But with that delay, the buffer unfortunately forced them a little bit too low, and they weren't able to recover off of that. So anticlimactic way to finish, but ultimately you could see that Beans was a little bit more comfortable on their character in that delay.
And that's a big win, too, for Beans as they're losing out on that first series for Renma. You really thought that, Pine Lake had the opportunity there to win it all, but that is going to be Piedmont moving into our semifinals for our independent division. And we get to move over towards the Northeast for the quarterfinals, Kevin. And we're looking at Edgecombe versus Southwest Edgecombe. And for both of these two, maybe a little bit of inner city competition going on between these two, Kevin. But I'm excited to see how they fare.
Yeah, let's check it out. Let's see what happens. We've got Sora for Southwest Edgecombe versus Cloud for Edgecombe. And this matchup is a very interesting one. You don't often see it at the top level. There's not a lot of top level playing Sora. You have Kameme, of course, and Kameme versus Spargo, I think, has happened once or twice. But it's not a very common setup. So it's definitely one that does not have a lot of exploration behind it. In theory, you've got a much more reliable sword on the way of Cloud, so spacing is easier, but you're also combo fodder if you can get something started on Sora.
Yeah. That's going to be the tough part for Jimeno of Edgecombe. It's making sure that you can make the most out of this Cloud. You're looking for that limit gauge. How much can this Cloud really get out of their hits? Well, so far for Jimeno, now fully charged, this could be a chance to take that stock, and it's just continuing to put Racing 21 on edge.
There's another button, Racing. I promise you there's another button. B is not the only one. There's A. All I've seen is down B, side B, and up B. Let me see something different. Okay, down tilt, nice. And now we got some other moves coming out, and it worked out, and then you fell back again to using the side B. Just a little bit of a game plan. Go in with something, because Himeno isn't even having to try. They're just waiting and punishing.
It's just kind of like catching a falling ball right now. And that's fantastic. You just wait, charge your limit gauge, and look for some special moves. And for Himeno, it is just a solid chance for attack. Finally racing a couple of shots there is going to connect to the Himeno. Recovers back to the center stage, racing back in towards the air. And going for the drop there. Himeno's going to take that second stock easily.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, it's really just a mini game for Himeno. He's not really playing against their opponent right now. They're just kind of waiting until end lag occurs and then punishing it accordingly. Shielding and waiting and then punishing, shielding and waiting and then punishing. And the second that racing throws out something incorrect, boom, 20, 40% racked up, and then a kill confirmed to follow.
Now Himeno starting to take quite a lot of damage here from the Soro racing for the comeback, but even still for the Sora, it's just I'm not loving the chances here for taking this game so far. I think racing just baiting for a lot of things that just aren't going your way. Himeno doing a fantastic job at avoiding a lot of these KO moments. A lot of these opportunities that racing is just missing constantly, and for Himeno, it's just holding on to the stock as long as you can, and finally it's going to be taken away.
Let's be real. You shouldn't have lost that stock. A little bit too many times that you're getting hit by the exact same move being used over and over. That was a well-deserved death for Himeno, but not a well-deserved kill for racing.
And you kind of get away with something there if you're racing 21. So let's see if you can take this opportunity and punish a little bit more. Himeno doesn't want to let that happen. Nice dodge there. The cross slash, and that's game. That's Edgecombe with the Cloud taking the first set between these two players.
Unless Racing was just trying to see if they could win the game using only the B button, I have a feeling that Game 2 is not going to go too much differently. I do like a character swap here. I don't think that the B buttons are necessarily better for Donkey Kong, but I would like to see a little bit of a different game plan coming in here. B button is still being used. That's okay. We can use a couple of those every once in a while, but there's a nice side B that actually does provide some value. Now we got the spinning Kong. I like it. Okay, there's a little bit of game plan actually feeling like it's happening here. And notoriously, Donkey Kong kind of is a difficult matchup for Cloud.
And we can see why so far. Racing looking a lot better than with that Sora. Himeno, nice turnaround there. It's going to send Racing into the air. Now look to combo like we saw before. Nice dash attack. Now looking to play off stage. Recovers it, and there's just no chance for Racing to get back into it. First stock gone.
Yeah, they accidentally started charging Giant Punch instead of using Spinning Kong to recover.
It happens.
Accident. It's all right. That's just stock one, and this is a much more even game than the first.
Cross slash. Himeno, major damage shown in Racing. What is happening? Misinput after misinput. You got to feel for the Donkey Kong.
Yeah, this is definitely an experience difference at the end of the day. Either that, Racing could just be very tilted, but I think that this is just, Himeno has experience playing the game, plays a little bit more casually and competitively probably than Racing actually winds up doing. So it is just a fun time that we're trying to have right now. This is high school after all, what better time to have fun. Himeno, though, is not making it fun. He's really just trying to punish everything.
Oh!
Saves him.
Saves him at least a stock there. So, Himeno playing with his food, going for the spike, but not just yet. Racing alive and well. Limit charge. Himeno now looking to finish it here. And it doesn't look like Racing's going to try to get back to the stage. So falls to the death, and it's Edgecombe to take the first in the series. Game number 1 going to Edgecombe. Southwest, it just didn't seem like Racing really had a chance versus Himeno. What a lovely showcase from the Cloud.
Yeah, not much to analyze there. As we're getting into the next one, Racing is still over here representing Southwest Edgecombe. And then for Edgecombe, we actually have Musky Husky coming out on the Piranha Plant. I do love the constant character switches from Racing because at least it keeps it interesting for the viewer.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's, we get to see a little bit of sword fighter for Racing again. Staying on the platform just is the biggest issue, I'd say, for racing at this point from what we've seen. But for Muskie Husky, no homie stocks after that one. All business here for Edgecombe. As we can see, Kevin, Piranha Plant looking good so far for this Edgecombe player, Muskie Husky. Gonna make it troublesome for racing to really get anything going.
Yeah, this is troublesome to be certain. Muskie Husky dancing around a little bit, understanding there's no pressure here to go in because racing is going to throw out something that isn't safe at the end of the day. I do like a little bit of grabs being mixed in for racing. It feels like every game we're getting a little bit more streamlined and serious of a game plan coming out from this player.
Yeah, racing. I mean, how much can racing really step up here? The shield's going to be broken. The charge from Muskie takes him down to the last stock. And again, the same issues still looking to arise. The experience for Edgecombe just looks to be a little bit ahead of the game.
Sometimes you just SD. That's Smash. That's life, really, at the end of the day. So Muskie Husky evening up just a little bit, giving racing a little bit more of a fighting chance. And racing is trying to do a lot of fighting right now, but none of it's really connecting with the opponent.
Not at all. So, into the series, racing might already be thinking about the next set of stocks that you're going to be getting in this best of three. Muskie Husky looking to put it away as quick as ever.
Nice.
Not going to be just yet. Great patience there from Muskie Husky. Able to recover back to the center stage onto the platforms, going for the finisher, but doesn't land just yet. Good shielding coming up from Racing, but all for nothing chance here for Muskie. But again, Racing fighting back.
Yeah, Muskie Husky's looking for the closeout. Maybe it's a long stem strike. Maybe it's just a straight Patui that winds up connecting, but trying to get back to stage is probably step one. F smash not going to connect. The end lag isn't quite long enough for that. Muskie Husky's going to try to grab the landing. Another up smash isn't going to do it. F smash isn't going to do it. Long stem strike. That's what I was hoping for, but Racing falls just far enough back. And getting back to stage is going to be difficult.
Yeah, well, makes it happen nonetheless, but that's game called by Muskie Husky. Going the way of Edgecombe again with advantage in this series. After taking that first set, Edgecombe now a chance to put it away in two. No chance. And finish this off earlier than our last series that we saw in the quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like that may be exactly what happened as we're going to be getting into this game two. Muskie Husky is staying on the Piranha Plant, and Racing, of course, is going to be switching it back over to Shulk. I want to say back over, but it was a different player actually playing Shulk. This is the first time Racing has been on Shulk, and if B buttons are anything to write home about, there's actually a lot of B options.
Yeah, I got a little bit excited because, you know, I got Shulk mixed up with Sora earlier, and I think I thought for a second that you were going to mix up Shulk with Sora this time.
I almost did.
It was going to maybe validate myself there a little bit, but it's a good catch. Shulk coming out for Racing. Muskie Husky, again, still should be feeling good about this matchup after seeing how much Racing struggled just last series against the Cloud. First stock already gone.
You know, based off of this gameplay, I'm actually thinking that the person in this last game and this current game is not actually the same player that we saw from the first game. I think it might just be the tags remained the same, because the game plan coming out from the person with the tag Racing right now is not just B buttons anymore. There's a lot of grabs being thrown out, some aerials even being included here. But, I mean, grabs are really kind of what I'm seeing most. So I think it might just be a different player overall. We're still going to use Racing just because that's what the tag is.
Yeah.
But Muskie Husky is not going to allow us to use that tag for much longer as they're trying to put it away fast.
Yeah, Muskie Husky looking good. Almost going to catch them with the spike ball, but instead Racing able to get on back. Muskie Husky takes the second stock there. Racing still struggling in the series, no matter who's on the other side of those six. So can the Shulk make the 1-3 comeback? When it comes down to these stocks, Muskie Husky, I don't think he's going to let that happen. The way he's playing is sound smash.
just reacting to all of Racing's defensive choices, the air dodges, the shields, never letting Racing connect with a grab, always moving. I mean, it's just online 101, and Muskie Huskies looks like they've been playing it all their high school career.
Yeah. So, Racing looking to go out with a bang here. We're going to take one stock fair and square. Onto the edge. Muskie is going to catch them where he stands, and that's it. The series to Edgecombe 2-0 over Southwest Edgecombe in the quarterfinals of our Northeast Division. They move on to our semifinals.
Alrighty, they're going to be moving on to the semifinals. We only got to watch one of those quarterfinals per side here, per region, division, what you want to call it. But that is okay, because ultimately that's what we have queued up for you guys. So we saw a lot of different characters so far in those quarterfinal matches. We've still got a lot more games to play as we follow these teams through their run to the finals, to that $25,000 qualifier.
It's big. A lot of money to kind of play for on the line here for a lot of these players in the high school league of VESL. As we're getting ready for the semifinals, Kevin, we can step away, send things to a break, get these players ready to go. We'll see you soon with some more Smash Ultimate, folks. Welcome back, everybody, to VESL Smash Ultimate Thursdays. My name is Seymour. With me is Kevin with a K. We just got done with our quarterfinals between Independent as well as the Northeast Division. Now, Kevin, we're hopping in with the semifinals, and you're kind of talking to me during the break. maybe the quarterfinals is a little bit of an experience difference. The semifinals should be a little bit of a step up now for a lot of these players. So I'm hoping to see some banger matches here.
Yeah, we saw in the quarterfinals Edgecombe versus Southwest Edgecombe in this Northeast division. So we knew that Edgecombe is moving on to the semifinals. So we're moving to the other side of the semifinal bracket, which is going to be Tarboro versus JP Knapp, which both of those don't sound like school names. One sounds like a cigarette brand and the other one sounds like a men's clothing store. But I'm interested to see which one would win in a fight. And I like that Smash is going to be our venue for it.
Exactly. It's kind of just like a step up brawl and figure out who's the better team. Well, maybe not brawl. It's ultimate here. But Tarboro versus JP Knapp, it's going to be a fun one. I think we can just get right into it with both of these two schools to see who's going to come out on top. I think I'm with you on the JP Knapp. It does sound like a men's clotheswear store for sure. But coming out with the Pyra against the Sheik as well. A little bit of fast matchup here when the Mithra's out.
Yes, this one is a more even matchup than we've seen any of the Pyra ones be so far. Mithra still controls a lot of the stage with some really long, sortie, grounded moves, and pretty much the same, if not much better speed than Sheik has to offer. But Sheik's frame data is very quick. There's a lot of shield pressure you can provide against a character that does not have very good out-of-shield options, but it requires you to lock that character down somehow first. And you can tell that Deflect from Tarboro is not allowing themselves to be locked in shield by any means.
Not at all. As you can see, that trick's already looking good so far to start things off. Deflect continuing to land good shots here. They go for the down smash, not going to happen. Nice dash attacks here for the Mithra, just continuing to chip away at the Sheik, forces the shield up, and Drake's just on the run, trying to find any sort of timing, but not able to catch anything so far. Swaps over to the Pyra for Deflect, looking to finish the stock for fast.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit more action from Trix here. It's easier to catch a landing Pyra and a slow move Pyra, but you have to be a little bit faster than it takes to start up an F smash if you're going to run into the face of that character. First stock going down.
Yeah, first stock on for Trix. Now looking to see if you can, get rid of this first stock of Deflect without really taking any damage yourself. And for what we've seen so far today between Pyra and Mithra players, that seems like a pretty tough situation here. As you can see, Deflect using that recover to get back as best as they can. Trix just being annoying, and that's going to take the stock off of Deflect. I think just Deflect finds themselves in a little bit of a pickle there. Probably not what they expected.
Yeah, that was a fun little interaction between Burst Grenade there on pretty much every single one of those recovery options. Pyra would use that Ray of Punishment to try to recover. And the Burst Grenade Wind Box would pull them further onto stage, which would force them also to eat the hitbox. So it's such a great option. But against Pyra's Prominence Revolt, it's a little bit faster. It snaps to the ledge. It's not going to be as easily punished.
You see Deflect right away, swaps over to Mithra and trying to hit something fast there with the Photon Edge. But instead, swapping to the Pyra seems to be the real case there. Blazing Ed going to take that second stock away from Trix. And now an advantage here for Tarboro to look to take this first set inside of our game number one.
It's got some action here. Trix really sharking underneath Deflect, not letting them land very easily. A nice little switch does mix up the landing recovery, but throwing it all away with the Photon Edge. Get back with the Photon Edge. Live and die by the Photon Edge.
It's all about the Photon Edge here when you're playing Mithra, it seems, for Deflect. And you know what? If it's not broken, don't fix it so far. Burst Grenade for Trix, going to swap things out. The Pyra not able to get back, and Trix may have just been gifted an opportunity at game one.
I am not on board with this Pyra throwing out forward smash and it's getting kills because it's online. So I am happy to see Deflect die and getting punished for throwing out moves like that. Trix is playing obviously a much more honest character right now and a much more honest playstyle, but still getting eaten by things like Photon Edge. Blazing End is going to get punished this time. Burst Grenade is going to catch the Pyra this time, and Deflect should be a goner. And goner they are. Trix secures the first game.
in a very, I'd say, unexpected fashion for JP Knapp.
Yeah.
Tarboro had that in the bag until it seemed like this Pyramithra didn't want to win at the end there. A lot of misplays. Seems like they're going to run it back with the Sheik Mithra. And this is a chance maybe for Tarboro to get some revenge off of it. I definitely would feel a little bit upset if that was me. And I'm sure Deflocked wants to get this trade here, see if they can take it to a third set.
So I'm not sure that it's necessarily going to come into play here, but let's talk about the stage swap from small battlefield to battlefield. You've added that top platform, and there's really no other differences on these stages. But what does that top platform afford? It affords a little bit more safety for Deflect to land when they're a little bit further in the air. You're not going to have to be forced to land on those shorter platforms where we saw Tricks just putting Deflect in the blender, not letting them land. So they have a little bit more ambiguity in how they can recover from high. Which is going to obviously be very helpful for Deflect. And Trix doesn't get any sort of additional benefit from that top platform being there. So I do like that stage swap selection.
Yeah. See if it's going to help out for Deflect in the long run. So far, it has.
There it is.
And Trix not getting as handy as we saw back in that first set. So good swap for Deflect. Now look to see if it can pay off in dividends when it comes down to taking this early stock. Still Mithra not able to land those early shots and struggling with that, expecting Tricks to just drop on down. I don't know what Deflect expects right now.
Up tilt, forward tilt, forward tilt. Up tilt again, forward air. All right, now we're seeing some actual action. Tricks is forcing these openings, not getting hit by things easily, but unfortunately just not understanding which side they were going to be on. They get punished, get the recovery actually, and that's such a nasty burst grenade. The wind box actually catches, either was the startup of a Prominence Revolt to in the hitbox clash to force that reset there, or it was the wind box that caught the jump, forcing them a little bit too far down, so the Prominence Revolt couldn't make the full recovery. So awesome stuff. I love the burst grenade play from Trix. Is working out in spades here, and living that was honestly surprising.
You can say there's some tricks up the sleeve of the Sheik. It is perfect when it comes to who they're playing, the name, and the way that they're playing, for sure. But not able to recover from that. Fantastic damage from Deflect. Off that side special, sends Sheik off stage, and it seems like they're just going to give up that stock and bring things back down to a clean slate here. Both second stocks still available for both players, and for Deflect, you are just happy that you don't give up too much percentage off that third stock that Trix had.
Oh, up smash is a great catch on the landing there. That was very nice. The Foresight passive coming out from Pyramithra is going to allow them to avoid that up air, get back to stage, get some damage down before Trix tries to put them back in the blender. But a little Lightning Buster does save face as the other, again, trying to get back to the bottom here, making it so this character's too fast. You can't react online.
No. Extra frames being lost, and I think that's what's giving Trix a little bit of chances here. In a lot of these matches, Deflect going for the down special. It's going to land, and Trix now in trouble. Going to vanish back into stage. Burst grenade not going to land exactly what they were hoping for. Looking to force Deflect off the landing stage, but instead it is Deflect taking that second stock in a very fancy fashion.
Charge up that F smash. Do it again. You're not going to get punished for it. Dash back. Do it again. I mean, it's just despicable. Honestly, it's the chaotic evil of online Smash play. And they're choosing to do it on one of the toppest tier characters in the game.
Yeah. I
don't respect it. But this is a $25,000 qualifier. So you got to pull out the stops. You got to do whatever it takes.
Well, here we go. Blazing End. Deflect now for a chance to take this second set and send us to a third one. Tricks for another yet maybe turnaround, and Deflect is just handing these stocks over. Fortunately, though, for Deflect, Tricks is not in a very healthy state.
Yeah, that's going to take it. A little F smash action. Again, the online special. Offline, that's punished 9 out of 10 times, but all you need is the one time for it to succeed online to get you one step closer to 25K.
Yeah, that's what everybody's thinking right now. How do I get that 25K? As we head into the third stock between Tarboro and JP Knapp in this best of 3 series of our semifinals. in our independent division. We run it back with the Sheik Mithra Pyra again. And Deflect was able to get the revenge. Not easily, I would say. Trix has been quite, I'd say, annoying on the Sheik pick. And for Deflect, now can you do it again? Now swapping over to Pokemon Stadium is the change.
I'm surprised we haven't seen almost any needle play coming out from Trix. Just Burst Grenade, and it's kind of working out. The Burst Grenade does do a nice little interrupt on the run-up where charging needles could still get punished by, say, like a Mithra dash attack at you. Although it doesn't seem like Deflect is interested in using any of those very standard, very broken moves on this character, because all you really need is just big hitboxes, big hurt, and something to connect. And Prominence Revolt, surely one of these times will.
I mean, you just continue to throw it out. In a census, it should land eventually, for sure. A little bit of respect being shown here. The needles there going for the Providence end, but it's not going to hit there. Off stage for Deflect. No chance to recover with Pyra. So first stock going to Trix for the first time across this series.
Trading it back with dash attack, and now Trix is once again on that back foot. Just up B. I mean, it doesn't matter what character you're on. Up B, up B, up B. It's going to do some work for you. It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. But, you know, Trix does not have that luxury to be able to avoid it and punish it when you have to work with this, like, essentially 10 frames of delay.
Well, Trix so far.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Am I an apologist right now? I genuinely am, like, bothered for Trix that this is what they have to deal with at this point. I do respect the game. I respect that you know, you're putting it all out there and doing what you have to do to win for Deflect's side of thing. But I gotta say, as a viewer right now, I definitely feel for Trix.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of those moments. It's online. It's just, it is what it is. You gotta deal with it at this point. You see the Blazing End is going to force Trix into the edge. Now looking for the second stock. Lovely hold there, but instead Trix breaks it and not going to actually lose this stock just yet. Deflect struggling to finish off. Again, going for the Providence Revolt. Blazing End not going to land. Trix is holding on for dear life.
That one, come on, that one you could have maybe punished. That F smash was so telegraphed. But the game's just moving at too fast of a pace. If they're not ready to do it, then you're just kind of stuck throwing out your own moves and hoping that your opponent runs into them.
Providence Revolt again. Oh, this time for Deflect, it's the dash attack. Oh, but what is happening here for Trix? Can they take the stock, though, immediately? That would be huge. Looking for the edge guard. Not going to happen. Deflect gets back.
This is the Prominence Revolt F smash, Prominence Revolt F smash, and unfortunately Trix does wind up actually running into one and losing a stock because of it, and now you just have this uphill. Never mind, the stock is evened up. Trix is back in it, baby.
I think it's something for Deflect. It's just whenever you're into a two stock to the one stock for Trix, Deflect just says like, okay, yeah, no, I'll bring this back to an even one-on-one. So I don't know if it's sportsmanship. I don't know if they're mistakes, but it's too consistent to really tell.
Yeah, that's definitely right. Deflect is putting down some more moves, just, again, tossing them out there because it really doesn't matter if you miss. At the end of the day, you're against Sheik, who does not have like the most reliable way to punish you big. You can get some combo starter, you can get some advantage state, but you're not actually going to get like a kill punish off of a missed move. So Deflect definitely feels that safety. However, Deflect has definitely struggled off stage, so I do like the idea from Trix to just play by the corner and then throw Deflect off.
Yeah. And
maybe just play that game. Oh, but unfortunately, a DI in is not the direction that you want to influence with your controller. Needed a DI out on the Prominence Revolt, but that's a little bit too late to tell, of course, as Deflect does take that one and wins that set.
All the way down to the wire. Last stock for both members, and that's a huge takeaway for Tarboro. After the Pyramithra seemed to not be as sound as we once thought back in the first set of the first series. But Tarboro leading, JP Knapp now looking to bring things back as we get Ice Climbers from Pita Gear.
Interesting. Ice Climbers versus Roy is a fun, very interesting matchup. Roy has a sword, and if you play around the edge of that, the tip of the sword, more so than the hilt like you would normally play on Roy, you actually have a good amount of advantage in this matchup. However, if you try to play only for the hilt, Ice Climbers is going to get on top of you, they're going to start comboing you, and you're never going to get back to stage the way you want to.
No, not at all. So, there it is. First stock down. Davis feeling good about this matchup versus Ice Climbers, but as soon as they come back, equalizes 2 stocks each.
Up smash, not going to hit. F tilt. I like the way that you can start to rack up damage. If you can get a little bit of an opening, you can start to combo. I like trying to follow with an up air there, but Peter Gear does not make it so easy. You counter, just throwing it out because you expected the Squall Hammer to come out, but again, it's really just a matter of who's throwing out moves when and who's prepared for it on the back end. There's not a lot of punishable stuff that Ice Climbers is really throwing out here.
No, nothing too tricky for Davis to handle on this Roy. See the double edge dance to send them off stage for a second. Nice recovery for Peter Gear, but still not able to really hold on tight for the Ice Climbers down to their last stock. Peter Gear have to see what they can put together against this Roy, but Squall Hammer not used. Belay up into the air. And Roy just waiting for them to land, catching them, and basically sending them off stage constantly for Peter Gear. They just cannot play center stage.
No, they cannot. That's the name of the game for Roy, of course, is to stay on that center stage. You really want to try to get Roy off stage as Ice Climbers here. You don't have like best edge guarding options as Ice Climbers, but the ledge trapping can be really, really annoying. However, it looks like they're both kind of playing for center stage. Another way that I definitely do respect here, but all it takes is for Peter Gear to run into one move from Davis.
It's all it's going to take here, so Davis going to take that first set in this best of 3 versus Peter Gear. Good timing on that shield, but just constantly you see that these Ice Climbers continuing to prove to be a little bit of an issue when it comes down to finding some openings for them. But there's the opening for Davis to take the first set and lead versus Peter Gear.
Nice. That's definitely what I was about to call out that they should start fishing for is double edge dance. It does confirm kills on characters that light at that percentage, especially when you're by the edge, and it covers so much space on the ground that you will interrupt a Squall Hammer pretty much like guaranteed. What is interesting is that they still chose to swap characters.
Yeah, to the Ganondorf. Slower, heavier. Maybe they're just looking to overwhelm these Ice Climbers and not really allow them any chances whatsoever. For Ganondorf, that's kind of the case here. If you can control the pace, if you can control the speed of these 2 Ice Climbers, maybe you'll have a chance, but Peter Gear does have a chance here to equalize in this best of 3 versus a Ganondorf pick for sure.
I was going to say, I don't think this is the right choice in most worlds. This is not an easy matchup. Like, Ice Climbers just gets on top of Ganondorf more easily than they get on top of Roy. And you are combo fodder. You're constantly going to get comboed. But the difference is, this, again, is online. Ganondorf only has to hit like 3 moves against Ice Climbers to take a stock.
Still, Davis being really practiced on no matter what character they play, whether it's the Ganondorf or the Roy. Loses out on that first stock. Finally, Peter Gear able to take it away, but on the edge of losing it again, looking to bait them to the edge, but instead waits it out into the air. Nice combos here. Peter Gear counters. Oh, Davis, what a play there.
Yeah, again, it's just what moves can you hit? And Ganondorf does have big hitboxes, and they do hit hard. And that is like early online special stuff. Like if you, a taunt? Really? Okay, I don't know about that one. Throwing out a taunt there, but in any case, all you have to do is hit really big moves a couple of times, and then you get to take stocks. Now, Peter Gear has a lot more effort that they have to put in, but a lot easier time getting small openings than Davis does. So do you want to play the character that gets a bunch of small openings easily, or that has to take way fewer openings, but it's harder to get in?
Well, it seems like the answer is clear so far. Davis leading for second. Nice there from Peter Gear to take that second stock. Great combo into the up special. But now it's kind of winning this out. That's going to be the tough part because you can't recover, and that's going to be it for Tarboro. Oh my word, the Ganondorf gets it done in a 2-0 fashion.
I think they could have made it back with the Squall Hammer there, but I think you have to spam B if you wanted to give you any lift whatsoever. So I'm not sure. I mean, Belay obviously would have been the safer option to begin with, and even if Nana's being like interrupted, it'll still pull Nana to you, so you can probably get the Belay off regardless. But in any case, that SD was probably not the reason that they lost that game. I think it was a little bit more the reliability of how your moves interact with your opponent, and Ganondorf's reliability is big punch hurts hard, and that's a little bit easier than get combo, then pray to God I can find a kill confirm.
No, for sure. And for, I think, just the classic good old, get off me strategy for that Ganondorf. His hard. Sometimes if you just cannot keep up with that Ganondorf, you can't read that Ganondorf, it's going to suck playing against a Ganondorf like that. And it's a big win for the side of Tarboro to move on forward into the finals after winning their semifinal versus JP Knapp in the Northeast Division. It's going to take us into the Independent Division. Now, Kevin, as we're looking at Piedmont again, taking the stage, this time versus Charter Noble. So Piedmont, I mean, it went all the way to a Game 3. So far, the only game that you and I have seen go to a Game 3 so far. Will that be the case again for Piedmont heading into the grand finals? I'm sure they want it to be a little bit cleaner than they had before.
Yeah, let's see how they can manage in the semifinal round, because they've got a little bit more hill to climb before they can call themselves finalists to the truest sense of the word. So we haven't seen Charter Noble yet, but we got to remember there's another side to the semifinals that we're not getting to see yet. So whoever comes out winning this, we're going to be facing an unknown when it comes to viewership, on this stream at the very least.
And I believe that, Tenuta is the Piedmont character. Yes, it is going to be swapped at the top. So Piedmont on the blue, Noble Academy in the red. And for that guy taking the stage here for the first time for Noble Academy, Pyra Mythra versus the King K. Rool. So far, so good for the Pyra. Lovely combo there. The Mythra just continuing to volley this King K. Rool, who cannot recover as soon as they do. Oh, this might be tough for the Mythra to get through, but they do. They make it happen. And that Photon is just going to interrupt this King K. Rool, waits for the chance to get back into that center stage, and they've turned this one around.
Yeah. Big edge guard here. Blazing End does a little bit of work, but Tenuta's not afraid to drop down. Maybe he should have dropped down again there to avoid the Blazing End and try to recover faster, but that guy reciting the deep magic of old that we saw just a moment ago, Pyra F smash.
Yeah. And first stock on for the King K. Rool. Gut check, and that's it for the stock of that guy. And now for Tenuta to take us back. It looks like the Crown Orang is going to be the choice. Blunderbuss, good read from Tenuta. Unable to hit that fair right away. Instead, Tenuta struggling to get the read onto this Mythra. Very fast, hard to really react to, and as soon as you can catch it for Tenuta, that is where you really take the space, and it seems like Tenuta has a game plan here. Gut check's not going to get anywhere close to hitting. You can see the swap over to Pyra now. Going to deal some serious damage for the KK Rool, but the grab throws down, and gut check off stage. Tenuta is just on one right now.
Yeah, Tenuta went for the down throw, and that guy actually mashed out very quick, because you can usually guarantee that until like an up tilt. It went for the F tilt. Either way, similar frame data, but that guy mashed out so fast that it wasn't even able to confirm on an 80% character. I mean, that was surprising. So great mash out from that guy. And it's proving, very helpful as they, once again, have stage. That's a multi-hit move. You can't counter that.
Yeah. Well, here we see the Pyra definitely come in handy when it comes down to that Prominence Revolt is just going to end that second stock of Tenuta. As soon as they recover with those invincibility frames, it seems like Tenuta is able to kind of switch things up versus this Pyra. Not able to finish off that second stock just yet. Going for the grab, misses. Shields right away. Crown Orang too high. That guy just playing it perfectly when it comes down to working around this King K. Rool. Shields up. The grab throws down. Back up into trying to take this last stock early, but it's not going to be the case just yet. Photon Edge doesn't land just perfectly. Tenuta grabs him and ends that second stock.
Yeah, up throw is going to take the stocks on a on a high percent light character like that. Now that guy does have still a lot of freedom in speed on the Mithra, a lot of freedom in kill power by just throwing stuff out. Now Tenuta also has the latter, but definitely does not have the former. So I love the play around the projectiles. That Crownerang into the blunderbuss is just a classic. Surprising sometimes to see a hit online, but if you get the jump, then it works out. Oh, that's a deep angle, but the jump just barely saves Tenuta. The Blazing End's going to catch. That's still not death. You could air dodge back to stage. They do. And now, I mean, Blazing End is really the only thing that's coming out here. Oh, very nice follow. A lot of safety that Tenuta felt like that they had. Thought, it's just going to be another Blazing End. I'll just come back to stage. But instead, that guy goes for a burst out option, jumps up, and gets a nice up air to close out the stock and the game that was looking like it was running away from them.
Lots of knowledge being shown from the likes of Noble Academy with the Pyre Mithra. We see a swap from Piedmont, Dark Samus for Tenuta. We didn't get to see the Samus pick back in that first set from Tenuta, so this is definitely going to be a new look for Piedmont, and hopefully going to pay off for them as well. I was liking the plays from the King K rule, Kevin, but it just seemed like the stars had to line in so many moments for that to work, and towards the end, that guy just baits him into the perfect edge guard and reads the King K rule like a book. So big first set there for that guy. Tenuta needs to find their way back, and so far flawless off the start. I cannot believe what Tenuta is putting together.
Yes, getting a great start here on the Samus. A lot of different characters coming out from our Tenuta friend here. Switching to the Dark Samus is a nice little maneuver, understanding that that guy is just kind of throwing out smash attacks. It's how they're getting a lot of their wins here, a lot of their stocks, and that's a lot harder to do if you can't get in range. So Tenuta likes to play at that further away range. That guy understands they have to get up close and personal, and so they're trying to keep the ledge trap alive. I love a grab. I love a good grab.
You and I both. That guy's holding onto the stock a lot here. Missile from Samus. I could be anywhere close to hitting. Nice grab, up throw. That's going to take the stock perfectly.
And nice little ledge trap again. Getting back to stage is Tenuta, and you cannot just run back and F smash all the time. Tenuta's ready for it. Massive charge shot to the face. Wants to assign another one to grab. Good roll away. Little jab action. Throwing off stage. Charge shot. It's going to be used here. We're trying to catch the landing, and instead just waits for it with a grab. I like the patience.
Look at the way how practiced Tenuta is against this Pyre Mithra, picking and choosing their battles, constantly forcing that guy on the offensive. And this defense from Tenuta seems to be the best offense that we can get, Kevin.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that you can hope for. That guy's really trying to close something out. Understands that Pyra is not the move, because you can't speed your way into range with Pyra, and you're never hitting a move otherwise. So switches back to the Mithra, and is going to try to just close out the stock with the Mithra. But air dodge a little too late. That's the difference with the delay. And so you don't grab the ledge, and instead you bounce off of the stage and just SD to lose your stock.
Yeah, now that guy in trouble. Last stock available for the second set. Tenuta, can you get back to the stage? You can. You're going to give it up. Back down to 0. Clean slate for this Samus. Using those invincibility stocks, hoping to catch something with that charge shot, but not going to be let loose just yet. Now Tenuta looking to continue this wrath of success so far that we've seen with the Samus swap, but fantastic from that guy off the start of this second stock of Tenuta, just continuing to rack up the percentage.
Down throw, F forward air, and then a charge shot. I mean, it's just another classic maneuver. That guy, I guess, tried to burn their jump to escape the charge shot or the forward air, one or the other, but they clearly didn't have it in that moment, so they wind up losing their stock. Tenuta closes out game 2.
It's a big moment for Piedmont. I was a little bit, I'd say, scared after the way that, Noble Academy was playing in that first game. That guy had a fantastic show on the Pyre Mithra, but this Samus, I'm not sure if this was an end game call for Tenuta, hoping to hold on to this character till the finals, but forced into the Samus earlier into the semifinals, and Tenuta just looks so polished on this character. We get the Palutena swap for that guy now, hoping to find an edge over the Samus pick.
There's a little bit of an edge here, right? You get to combo with Samus, who's a floaty character. You can outrange in some specific situations, although you shouldn't really be throwing out forward smash on Palutena. It's not a very strong move or a very good move. Smash attacks in general are not the reason you play Palutena. You play it for aerials, and you play it for space and distance. You get an auto reticle that you can use to force your opponent away, which is really nice, really fun, or try to force them in. And more importantly, against the Samus, you have a reflector.
Yeah. Hopefully going to come in handy for this head-to-head. Palutena very floaty as well, and takes that first stock. Tenuta looking to take it back right away. Side throw to the missile lands. That guy, again, safely gets back onto the stage. Good shield, good timing, nice combo with the jabs, and tries to go right away for a pretty hefty blow, but going to be easy for that guy to get right back into it. Tenuta thought you were going to have a chance for the charge shot. Instead, playing it patiently, waiting for the right opportunity that just is not showing with this Palutena pick from that guy.
Nice. You have to be so much more discerning about when you use your charge shot, but that guy used the reflect barrier just a little bit too close and got caught by the tether grab, and up throw is just so deadly at that percentage on a character like Dark Samus.
So now Tenuta evening things back up, seeing if they can take back the advantage for Piedmont. Charter, instead, Noble Academy looking good so far with that guy in full control of the second stock. Lovely catch. That's taking the second stock of Tenuta down to the last for Samus. Got to be a big turnaround for Tenuta.
Nice little opening here. Tenuta's going to get the charge shot again. That guy, honestly, surprisingly closed out that stock a lot faster than I would have expected. But Tenuta has been able to work from the behind before. It's just a matter of how this is going to be played out. That guy is honestly forcing a lot of close range engagements, which I really, really like.
Yeah, you and I both. So here we see for that guy trying to end things in this first game. Again, for those tuning in, it is a best of 3, so you lose here. You're not done totally if you're Piedmont. It's just the mountain to climb gets a little bit tougher. Tenuta, as well as that guy, both trying to recover on the chase. The grab, down throw. That guy looking to end it, but Tenuta with the DI away. Not gonna matter. Palutena, the right call for that guy, taking the first game for Noble Academy.
Alrighty. Well, Palutena pick was a little bit better than I anticipated. Obviously, the reflect barrier is a big thought process for why you would pick that character against Samus, but it didn't even really come into play. It was everything else that made that a lot easier. And we're running it back to Final Destination, second set.
It's Nitro again, this time versus Extreme. The side of Noble Academy. Nitro, we saw this Pyramithra really turned things around for Piedmont back in that first game. We saw them in the quarterfinals, and I expect it to be similar to that. I think you're definitely going to run into a little bit more of a kind of trouble this time with the matchup that you have in front of you.
Yeah, this one's a little bit better for Fox, I want to say. It's a similar reason why Fox is pretty good against Sonic. You are really good to control the ground game, so Mithra is not the best at dealing with Fox. However, once you get a little bit of percentage racked up onto the Fox, that character's the tied for 5th or 4th lightest character in the game. So it only takes one opening, one F smash, one Prominence Revolt at obscenely low percentage to kill Fox. And that's what we saw from Nitro first.
Great from Extreme to just continue to keep this Pyra off their feet. Good timing on the shield from Nitro, going for the Prominence Revolt, and he's going to send Extreme up and towards the air, missing out on the side smash, but instead for Extreme, it's right back into it. Nice blazing, and there is going to hold them in place, taking the second stock of Extreme fairly easily.
Yeah, Blazing End doing a lot of work here. I like catching the sword and air dodging back to Sage real quick, ensuring you don't give that fast character of Fox time to punish. And Nitro is kind of just understanding the game plan here, keeping it very simple, but you're going to SD if you throw out Blazing End right there, because you don't have your sword to recover with Prominence Revolt. A little bit closer for Extreme to make the comeback, but Nitro, again, not really one to let it go easy.
Not at all. Reflector, just a little bit too early. Nitro, good timing on when it finishes. And again, hunting down the recovery from Extreme, just making sure they have no room to breathe, missing the special, and still going to land big plays here with the Pyra. Providence Revolt, and that's going to be it for game 1 of the set.
Yikes. Unfortunate. If I'm Extreme here, if I choose to run Fox back, which I don't think is a bad choice, you just have to be playing around your speed a little bit more, and anytime that you are not in advantage against your opponent, you need to be backing off and resetting neutral. This is a little bit different of a situation. You want to be in the scrambles. All of your frame data is really, really good and not very punishable, and you can mess up Pyra and Mithra on their shield. Their shield game, out of shield game is so bad that you can just wail away, whittle down their shield, force them to make a bad option. And they also can't land on you with things like Nair or anything like that, because you can just punish them with rising uppercut. Well, maybe not there, or up smash out of shield.
Well, it seems like Extreme really showing us the knowledge of the potential of these counter picks, and you have to see if anything can be made of this little Mac play. Nice dodge there from Extreme back into the center stage, looking to run right through the shield. Nice catch on the jab, and that's going to send Nitro off stage. Gets back safely. Nice. KO lands the first stock there for Extreme.
Yeah, very nice up smash to close out that stock. He has KO Punch online, ready to get a little bit more damage. You have to get a little bit of something down, about 10-15%. This should be enough now. Down tilt KO Punch will take it, but a poorly DI'd KO Punch will take it without even having to be comboed into. Extreme quickly closing out that next stock.
Quick as ever. Blazing End there for Nitro, just looking to chip away at this Extreme, who has been on the hunt here for Little Mac. Can Nitro get anything going so far? No. But these Providence Ends still proving to be a little bit tricky for Extreme. Finally going to break on through. Providence Revolt's going to take that first stock.
A lot of uphill battle to play here, but you're against Little Mac. There's a very simple game plan. Get them off stage and edge guard them. That's all you have to do, is interrupt one of their recovery tools, and you've closed out a stock at obscenely low percents. I don't know if Extreme's going to let it go so easily, though. I love that they're playing for center stage.
You and I both. Extreme has a game plan, and so far it's been working. Nitro on the back foot. Extreme looking to end it right away. Up smashes just a little bit off. Blazing End keeping some space here. Nitro on the hunt, though. Blazing End again holding them still. Can this be a chance to even things up? Nitro still struggling to take that away. Extreme keeping things on edge here, looking to take us to a third set.
Okay, Providence Revolt doesn't fully connect here. KO Punch is going to get taken away from the Blazing End. Trying to get back to stage is the hardest thing to do as Little Mac, and it's not happening in this interaction. Finally makes it back on the ground, but Blazing End is going to interrupt it. Nitro decides to go backwards in a nice counter. Air dodge or not, this might be curtains for Nitro, because how are you going to land?
You're not. That's the tricky part. Noble Academy, okay, Extreme turning up the heat with this Little Mac pick, taking us all the way into a third set for the second game. Piedmont Charter, they thought with the Nitro coming in, was going to be able to easily take us in towards a game 3, Kevin. But think again. We go back to another third set between these two schools, and it's the Joker pick from Nitro. I
like the Joker pick. I'm personally a big fan of this. This is me versus my old roommate, actually. He'd play Little Mac, I'd play Joker. This is an incredibly difficult matchup for Little Mac to deal with, because Joker plays primarily around grabs, and it's kind of hard for, especially online, to deal with that. And anything that gets Rebels guarded is going to add to that Arsene meter, and you're going to see a pretty early Arsene come out here in just the next moment. There it is. Tech chase. Very nice. Down smash catches the roll in. Easy edge guard with the guns. Actually turns him around. The guns did not send the right direction. You can't counter that KO punch, so it's a good thing it didn't connect.
Well, here we go. Wings of Rebellion ready to go for Nitro. If he needs it, it's going to be the Igon to send him wide. Easily able to recover with those Wings of Rebellion. Back into the stage for Nitro. Edge guarding perfectly. Wow, incredible.
Down guns. I love that. You land because you know your opponent's going to punish you. You pull out Rebel's Guard, and we're seeing a second Arsene at 70%, which is like insane. You usually see first Arsene come out at around 60 or 70%. Second Arsene at 70%, and Extreme's going to be struggling with this one.
Yeah, Extreme already struggling. This is why this is the Joker that we know to be so troublesome. Extreme finally going to catch a little bit of a break there. That's huge to get rid of the arson.
Spot dodge. Running up the Rebels guarding. You can hold it for a while, but not too long. So got a little bit of charge, but still is on the back foot. Landing with guns is nice and safe, though. So Nitro is once again about to have a fairly early Arsene at 32% and gets the tech chase off of it. Gets that jab block, but isn't able to follow it up. Back air is going to send Extreme off stage. Extreme is able to recover again high. Got to start expecting that high recovery. KO punch. Nice roll away.
Yeah, beautiful roll away there for Extreme. Chance to take that stock for Nitro, and he's still going to take it. The hunt down chases Extreme to the edge, and lovely DI to wait out those invincibility frames for Extreme. The guns to safely land again, like you said. You run out of the arson, though, if you're Nitro, so back into an even playing field for Extreme. You have to see Extreme really take control here without that arson online, but, you know, Nitro back into that strong suit.
Yeah, very nice counter there. F smash is going to get punished. You can't be that lazy, Nitro. You had Arsene out. You could have done a lot more. You could have done a down throw into a back air to set him off stage and then just edge guarded from there. Kept it very simple, but Extreme seems to have your number in some way, or at least winning this mental game. You didn't even punish the counter, and then you throw out Rebels guard. Extreme is too patient.
Fairly patient for Extreme. Exactly what you need in this Joker matchup, and down to one stock. Both players even. Nitro looking to change that,
nice.
Trying to take it away
Finally.
here and now. No chance for recovery, and the Joker prevails for Piedmont. They move forward into a game 3. Nitro taken to the very edge yet again, Kevin, but huge plays with the Joker pick.
Yeah, finally went for that high recovery. That was the only thing he was doing. Once you burn jump his little back, you cannot go for a low recovery. So finally reading that high recovery with a nice forward air, and it was a great way to close that out and to even up the game count here as we go into this game 3 between Beans and Marshall.
Okay, Beans. Last time we saw Beans, I was really impressed with this Terry. And Marshall, again, another player that we have yet to see take the stage, but with the Luigi pick versus Terry. How you feel about that?
Terry can be combo food. If you can get the 100 to zeros or 0 to deaths on the Luigi, then fantastic. I don't know a lot of people who are executing that really well online. And if you can't, then you just have incredibly slow speed. You're going to have the aerial game pretty much controlled entirely by Beans. You have a lot of burst options on the ground as Terry, and especially if you misfire at the wrong time. First green missile used, and it's a misfire. That 1 in 8 chance. So funny, and that's how you lose the stock. That's got to be a little tilting.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the chances you take sometimes. And here for Marshall, lovely parry is going to actually perfectly block Beans down off of the side here, looking for edge guard. Terry gets back. Beans lovely to keep center stage. The combo there holding Marshall in spot. Marshall now hoping that they can take this to go online for Beans as well. Scary sights. Lovely, though, from Marshall to wait it out.
Evens it up stock-wise a little bit here. Marshall's going to try to keep advantage, but look, Beans can just drift away. There's, like, I think Luigi has the lowest air speed in the game, so there's no chasing on the air. You basically have to dash on the ground, and that can be really dangerous when you've got power waves coming at you. When Burning Knuckle can, like, hit you in the face during your run. I mean, there's so many difficult things to do when you're trying to approach a Terry, and dash attack is just not going to be reliable enough.
Gotta figure things out if you're Marshall right now. And there it is. Good turnaround on the neutral A2. Hope that Beans can take away from this one. Marshall back to the stage. Good shield, but not able to expect the second one. Beans looking to take the stock away, bring this down to an advantage, but good grab there from Marshall, looking to edgeguard off stage, but instead not able to get rid of that just yet. No spike there for Marshall. Another grab, and Beans just cannot avoid getting grabbed here by this Luigi.
Yeah, Marshall's got to stop going for the spike. The spike hitbox is like so tiny on the down air, and it only works on like one of the frames, I think. So it's just too dangerous to go for when you can go for a much reliable like ledge grab into fall back air, rising back air, the forest Terry back. But yeah, if you're trying to play the on-stage game, you're just going to eat a power knuckle, or burning knuckle, I should say, and lose your stock there. And we're only 25% away from Beans having go.
Yeah, I think this is Beans' game to lose right now, Kevin. as Marshall just cannot catch a break. Struggling to get anything going on this Luigi so far. Good opportunities, but not taking advantage. Beans just playing with his food, always forcing Marshall onto the offensive, and as soon as you do, pushes the attack. Beans is in good form right now for this Terry, but the block there from Marshall is going to be able to sideswipe Beans out of that pocket. Marshall gets back to the center. Good DI now looking to fade things out. Goes with the grab, misses. Beans takes the punish and now takes the game.
Ooh, nice. Very nice from Beans. Good way to close that out. Very solid, very strong. I would like to see a character swap. Honestly, Luigi is just too difficult to deal with. Terry right now. I mean, it's not a lot of choices that you have.
A lot on the line for Noble Academy right now. Great start in the first game that we saw into game number 2. It went all the way to the wire. Could have put it away in a 2-0 fashion, but now Piedmont Charter for the first time in the semifinal. Chance to put the series away. Beans staking with the Terry, the swap that you were hoping for off of Luigi onto Mario.
Okay, this is way better. Like, the ground speed, the air speed is all way better. You have so many more drift options so that you're not going to get punished out of shield by the Terry. You have ways to combo and kill Terry off of the top. You have much better edge guarding potential. This is definitely the swap we needed to see.
For Beans. So far, not so good. In that case, though, evens us back up. So Marshall going to feel the wrath of this Terry yet again. No swap is out of the danger zone so far. Good patience there from Beans. And a good read as well for the land of Marshall. Beans is on fire for the past little bit. And it seems like Marshall's finally getting a break.
Yeah, Marshall, I think, can do a lot of work here, right? Play around your Fireball a little bit more. You know, you should never be having to deal with Power Wave this way. Like, Fireball is just so much better of a projectile than Power Wave is. And even if it clashes with it, at least it clashes with it. But usually it'll be bouncing over it. Beans won't be able to approach with it as easily. But I do like that. When your opponent misses Rising Tackle to snap the ledge, punish them with what you've got in your arsenal. And sometimes Forward Smash is just nice enough.
Perfect there from Marshall. Now with the edge in the series. Marshall going to take us to a third set. Beans looking to be the hero for Piedmont Charter. Beans is going to send Marshall off stage, looking to read the recovery. Marshall's going to get up shield right away. This power not going to hit first off, though. Beans, perfect plays to take down Marshall to the last stock.
The dash attack here. Beans is on the back foot, trying to catch the landing, not able to do so. Beans is making it a little bit more ambiguous, not letting it go away so easily. A cape turns the power wave around, up smash to try to catch the landing, and that's not... Oh, that is going to do it. DI'd in, unfortunately. Poor DI there for Beans, and Marshall does catch it with the super jump punch.
Beans blasting off again into the third set now. Winner moves into the grand finals. I mean, I'd have it no other way between both of these schools. It has been neck and neck for the semifinal. Very entertaining, and it looks like Beans not going to swap the Terry. Sticking with the Terry versus this Mario.
Okay, just some FD gameplay here. I honestly think this benefits Mario more than it benefits Terry. Terry doesn't have a lot of really reliable ways to land. Mario has a lot of really good frame traps, and if you're not careful, you're just going to get caught by them. However, Beans just wants to play around Power Wave and doesn't want Marshall to have a platform to use Fireball from. I mean, I can understand also not wanting to give Mario platforms to combo with. You don't want to get combo killed off the top. But FD has pretty short ceilings, and if the way that last game ended is how this game ended, there wasn't even a combo needed. It was just a hard read, jumping up really high and getting the kill off the top. Beans is holding down stage really nicely, though.
Yeah, center stage, prominent as ever. And this head-to-head, perfect block, and Beans is going to combo that. Marshall's going to be able to DI safely back to the stage, but not able to land as safe as possible. Immediate shield off. Beans with the reads. Just constantly being an annoyance for this Mario, reading the lands, reading the recovers, and just controlling Final Destination. Down throw. Beans not allowing Marshall to safely get back without taking damage.
Okay, this is a really good start for Beans. I was honestly shocked. I thought that Marshall was going to have the upper hand on the stage, but seems really uncomfortable, and Marshall's kind of just throwing out moves and getting punished for it most of the time. Beans is ready. Beans
so ready. But here we go. Finally, Marshall connecting. Good shield. Blocks it. And could you take this stock? Yes, it seems like you are going to be able to. So that's perfect timing, too, for Marshall. You only take 9%, and you get rid of the go immediately. And that is best case scenario.
That evens us up a lot more, not having to deal with the go. And Beans really didn't make any use of the go. There wasn't a lot of power geysers that connected, obviously, no Buster Wolves or anything like that. So now we just have to deal with some normal on-stage play. And Beans was doing a really good job with that. And maybe he's just continuing to do so. Marshall kind of is just throwing out hitboxes. It's not connecting, and it's definitely not the game plan to go for on Mario here.
It's good contact for Beans. Marshall forced to shield on every single power wave, and as soon as you do, you can see Beans was looking for a chance to strike, which you do. Power wave backs up, expecting the jump. Marshall trying to fight in the air, but as soon as you do, Beans is here for the reads. Constantly, just the dash attacks being so nuisance. Marshall down to 1 stock. This is it for Noble Academy.
This could be just their last chance here. This could be their last chance at the $25,000 qualifier, as this is their tournament stock. Beans has 2 to work with, but Marshall only 1 for Noble.
Up throw, perfect. Marshall still holding on to this game, not letting it go for free. Dancing on the edge, and for Beans, really, it's just lasting, using that time to your favor. And Marshall on the hunt, trying to get rid of the second stock ASAP. Go at the ready for Beans. It just takes 1 good hit, it seems. Power wave. Marshall jumps over it, dodges another power wave, and this time Marshall with the reads takes the second stock.
Very nice, very nice. This is also tournament stock for Beans on Piedmont Charters. So it's really a matter of, can Marshall get some reliable combos, or is Beans just going to find a big opening to close this out?
Big question. Marshall still on death's door. Beans knows the game is in his hands. Marshall's looking to take it away. Is it even possible? Good combo into the down. And Beans now just waiting for the DIs to land. Power wave again, playing space, forcing Marshall into the offensive. And as soon as you do, just not connecting into the forward air. Instead, Beans trying to dance in center stage. That's going to be the case. 149. This could be it. Marshall has to be careful not to make any mistakes.
Yeah, really careful. Anything will connect now. I mean, Beans doesn't even have go, but all it takes is 1 burning knuckle on like a landing. Or he's just going to go for jab, jab, power dunk. Is that going to take it? Yes, it is. And that secures that set and the match. Piedmont Charter is going to be moving on to Grand Finals.
That's exciting for Piedmont Charter. Chance at that 25K. Noble Academy, I mean, a valiant effort, I will say, when it comes down to that best of 3. Lots of sets going all the way to that 3rd set, Kevin. You think back into the 2nd and the 3rd just alone, it's down to, what, 1 stock left, 1 chance for both of these members. And that is an incredible series that you do not want to hang your head low for.
No, absolutely not. That was a fantastic showing, and they can go home proud, empty-handed, but proud that they improved so much over the course of the season and played so well coming into the semifinals.
Yeah, no, fantastic for sure for both of these schools. But moving on to the finals, now up next are going to be best of 5s, folks. We're going to get ready after a quick little break here on the VESL desk. So you don't want to miss it. We got Edgecombe versus Tarboro for our first series. We'll see you on the other side of this break. Welcome back, everybody, to Smash on VESL for a Thursday night action. My name is Seymour. With me is Kevin, as we've been running through the action, Kevin. Quarterfinals, semifinals, and that brings us to our finals. We're going to be looking at two finals tonight, as we've been following the two divisions throughout this entire show, Independent and Northeast. Kevin, we're starting off with the Northeastern side, as we're taking a look at Edgecombe EC versus Tarboro. Seems like Edgecombe, the team that we saw earlier, losing out to Edgecombe EC in their semifinal match, and Tarboro, a team we saw in that semifinals, look absolutely deadly.
Yeah, so we're going to get a little bit of new, a little bit of old, but ultimately, fresh matches. We have to come in with a fresh mindset. We've been playing constantly, but ultimately, this is a new set, and I don't know if mentals are going to be rocked now, if fatigue is going to be starting to set in, or if these players have a little bit more of the mentality of that strong mental that like some of the local and regional and national competitors have. I think that might be the difference between these grand final games. It's
going to be tough to call, right off the bat. I mean, it's a lot of Smash to be played as we're getting ready for this game number one. We got Corin versus Pyramithra. Edgecombe EC looking to bring out that Corin. We know that Tarboro's Pyramithra is deadly for Defluct, but again, like that fatigue that you were saying, it's tough to tell right off the bat. I mean, fortunately for the style of format that we do have is that it's not just one-on-ones, it's a full team battle. So you do have chances to take those breaks, which is very fortunate for a lot of these players.
Yeah, gonna get some action here. Defluct once again going with that classic Prominence Revolt online gameplay, but Glock is prepared for it, dashing back and then dash attacking in. Works for so long, but once Defluct gets onto the stage, they're gonna throw out dash attacks through. Glock gets a nice counter. It is playing very patient, playing around shield. I love this.
Yeah, I like the way that Glock is playing this one patiently, just waiting for Defluct to fall into it. And Defluct, I mean, this Providence Revolt's got them in a good spot for that semifinal, but it wasn't perfect. There were a lot of mistakes for Defluct, and it got very close. So, for a proper player like what seems like Glock is reading this one, it just seems like there is no chances here for Defluct to get these Providence Revolts to really work. I love the way that Glock is playing.
Yeah, good. Again, this is one of those situations where we've got a player who's playing a very online playstyle, and we finally have a player that understands how to deal with it. Don't just walk up and make that free. Don't just give them the range that they need to hit those things easily or those dash back forward smashes. Just play further back and look for your own openings and play a punish game.
Glock doing just that. Providence Revolt again just swiped away by Glock. Defluct finally getting into a comfortable spot to at least look to punish. For the edge guard, and it doesn't seem like Glock is able to recover properly, so that's the stock gone, and Defluct at least equal in stocks, but chance here for Glock to, again, give them the advantage.
Yeah, Glock angled the Dragon Ascent the wrong way. That was just a missed input on the controller for sure. Should have been an easy recovery, but unfortunate SD is going to even up the stocks. They weren't necessarily far from losing it anyways, but man, they're getting a lot closer to losing this one than they probably should be without having put any damage down.
Yeah, the Dragon Fang shot going to give him a little bit of space to get back into it, but the
up smash
great
right
play
there.
Up smash there from Glock Witta to take that second stock perfectly.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a pinpoint up smash. It's so rare that you're going to see that hit perfectly, but when you have the read on your opponent, I mean, it's going to connect and it's going to hurt. These blazing ends, dash back, blazing end, dash back, blazing end. I can't wait till we see a dash back forward smash from Defluct now, too. Glock understands the steep magic and is prepared for it.
It's almost like Glock was paying attention to the semis, knowing exactly the matchup that they were expecting, but finally a Providence Revolt going to land, and Glock is brought down to one stock left. Defluct back on the stage. Dragon Fang shot hit hard, and that is set one, taking for Edgecombe EC.
Very, very nice first game there. I think that was a well-deserved win for Glock. I mean, it's obviously not the only one. I think I want to say the games, the sets are still best of 3, but the match is best of 5. I'm trying to remember what the format here is.
I think you're right on that one. I expect it to be best of 3 for the sets and best of 5 for the series. So
yeah, so we still have at least one more game to play right here as we're getting into
time
this
will
next
tell.
one. Yeah, Battlefield is the selection for this one. The same situation. Deflect has swapped before from small battlefield to battlefield, and we're seeing it once again here. But I think this is way better for Corrin. You get to combo with your sword. You have a much longer sword and a much easier way to go about it. So Deflect cannot land safely on that top platform. You don't get any additional combo ability on that top platform. So I don't think this necessarily benefits Deflect. If anything, that false safety of the platform only benefits Glock.
Yeah, I think Glock was finding so much punishability with these platforms that, you know, Deflect, you can obviously see that Deflect is struggling with this matchup. Not really knowing what to go for. Counter surge from Glock, and that is going to again just stop Deflect from doing anything. Second counter surge, and Deflect is constantly on the receiving ends of these specials from Glock. Drops on down, Dragon Lunge. That's going to take the first stock.
Very nice. We're seeing a lot of these pins coming out here. Forward smash is not going to connect. Yeah, I thought Deflect was about to just run off and say, you know what, this set's over. And I would not have blamed them for it. There, you know, Glock is not making it easy to create entries or to get free attacks here. The counter wasn't quite close enough to counter the forward smash, and we just see more and more forward smashes coming out, and I am just disgusted.
And I both. Look at this play from Glock, still holding on to that third stock. Deflect on the edge. Glock's looking to punish it. Nice Dragon Ascent. Back up to stage. Look at this from Glock, just constantly just trying to pick and choose where you want to attack underneath these platforms. It seems like the whole game plan is just allow Deflect to land, either attack from above or poke from below. Very easy. Deflect swapping to the Pyra, and now those blazing ends really giving a chance to take the stock away. The counter surge, though, Glock fighting back.
Very nice. Waiting out the Prominence Revolt. You can just hang under the platform because it won't hit underneath it as long as you are shielding, and you'll be getting a free punish out of it. Glock is constantly getting those free punishes, and it's only a matter of time before Deflect throws out one more. Right here, maybe.
Doesn't hit. The counter surge. Open book strategy. The Dragon Fang shot facing the wrong way. Deflect easily able to punish that one. So stock is taken, but at what cost?
Yeah, 142% on Deflect. I think that it's just a matter of hitting any move here. That's interesting. The Photon Edge actually ate the first Dragon Lunge, but the follow-up on the pin doesn't come through because Photon Edge continued through. That's a very interesting interaction I hadn't seen before. But that's kind of the interaction that we talked about before. That top platform provided false security, and an up air hit by Corrin does close out that stock.
Out of reach, counter surge, countering that blaze again. Oh, Deflect.
No.
Bold, but it works, Kevin. And now we're down to an even playing field.
No, I don't like that it worked. I don't like that it worked. Get up attack obviously wasn't the right choice from Glock, so they did deserve to get punished by it, but it's just, like, Deflect was holding the forward smash before they knew what Glock was going to do, so I'm hesitant to call it a soul read.
And now, off that mistake, a chance here for Deflect to maybe take the set and send us to a whole third one. Counter surge is what Glock was looking for maybe last time. And Deflect, oh, you hate to see it. The blazing end, definitely not the input that you're looking for. And that's going to be Edgecombe taking our first game of the best of 5. It seems Tarboro struggling against the Corrin.
Yeah, I think that might have been like a... They may not have understood that Blazing End doesn't allow you to grab ledge after you've used it, and since your sword is gone, you still don't get to recover with Prominence Revolt. I don't know if that was a knowledge thing or if they just used it a little bit too late. I think the input was intentional, but in any case, a well-deserved win to Glock. They were playing a lot more disciplined and a lot more fundamentally to give Edgecombe the first of the best of 5.
I like Muskie Huskies Piranha Plant. Davis, though, on this Roy, something that I'm sure a lot of people would struggle against. Like we saw, the Roy was fantastic back in the semifinals. But this Muskie Husky pick on the Piranha Plant is definitely something that I'm sure this Roy is going to struggle with, as we do see Roy losing that first stock very quickly.
Lag switch. No. That was unfortunate. There was a lag that happened just for a brief moment as they went off stage, and so they were spamming, for the life of them, they were trying at the very least to spam Blazer to get back up on to the ledge, but they were underneath the stage and they had jumped. They could have recovered easily. the lag, the timing was just unfortunate. Davis, a very undeserved loss of stock there. I don't know whose connection it is, but they got to fix it.
It is tough. Online smash, sometimes it's the way she goes. Long stem strike, not going to hit. Davis looking to bring things back, but Husky still holding on to this stock as long as possible. Running away back into center stage. Davis trying to read this one, but it's a nice dash attack from Husky charging up smash, but instead playing back towards the edge. Up special is going to take them over with the Piranhacopter, but Davis is hunting this one, trying to expect where this Piranha plant lands and read them, quite like we saw the Corrin do to the Pyramithra in our last series.
Okay, it looks like Steam finished downloading, so we have a more even connection than before. Davis is able to close out a stock off of a nice landing read, but being a full stock down from that SD means that only one move is required to continue that same lead that happened from the unfortunate instant getting. Husky's up a full stock again.
Husky in full control of this first set. Davis, good read.
Oh, now it's back.
Yeah, the leg is definitely unfortunate. Davis still playing this one out, so seems like they're going to have to figure a way around it, but not this time. Set is done, and that is going to be advantage to Tarboro and their Piranha Plant. Husky, fantastic way to open up this game, too.
Winning that first game of the second set is just enough to switch him over to Ganon. No, never mind. He's going to stay on Roy. Okay, Davis is staying on Roy. Hopefully the connection's a little bit more reliable this time. If it's not, I probably would have switched to the Ganondorf. It's a little bit easier to hit moves just by throwing them out than it is on Roy, where you have to get some guaranteed combos. Things like hitting jab back air is very difficult to do in the sweater weather of lag. So I'm not sure that this is necessarily the right choice or if it's going to pan out any better, because Husky has a very linear game plan. It's long stem strike from a distance and Patui from up close. And if you aren't dealing with either of those things, if you aren't able to because of how delay some of these moves are, you're just gonna fall. And so Davis is now reciting again the deep magic of throwing out smash attacks, and for once I actually don't blame them.
No, not at all. Patui, nice land there. Going again for Husky, just knows the matchup inside and out, and you can see the knowledge for this Piranha Plant. Just overwhelming strategy that Davis cannot get around. That and the connection, I feel, is giving a lot of frustration to that. Piranhacopter all the way to the other side, grabs the ledge, tries to get back. Davis with the read on the land, and now you got to be careful for Husky on what you do, as Davis can look for a KO here.
I feel like we saw both of these players play earlier with totally fine connections, so I don't know what really changed between earlier and now, but in any case, it is definitely causing problems for Davis.
It's peak business hours.
Yeah. This game is long from being over. I mean, Davis can just connect one move to close the stock out, and then a couple more interactions, it's evened up. I don't think this is gone until Davis loses another stock here, but again, Muskowski is kind of just throwing out these moves. It's working out too well.
Oh, and look at that long stem strike is going to take that second stock from Davis, who finally gets the first off of Husky. Tarboro looking for that first game in this best of 5, and it looks like they're in good standing to make it happen. Davis going to have to play flawless from here on out. Husky in the other side. Piranhacopter going to get back into the swing of things, back on stage. Patui going to be blocked by Davis and parried actually off stage again for Husky. Easy recovery though for this Piranha Plant, so you're not too worried of the off-stage presence of Husky.
Davis is just playing for center stage, not going for anything too aggressive, just trying to go for some punishes on landings, and otherwise just going for like some counters. This is good, like solid. I don't even want to call it fundamental gameplay because it's not really fundies, but it is the best thing you can possibly be doing in this sweater weather. So yeah, now that you're off stage, coming back is going to be difficult. We're going to start to see why they chose to hold center stage to begin with. Ooh, very
nice there from Davis. Back down to one stock each, but still, Husky, it's not going to take much to take this game and series. It looks like that's it for Husky, taking game number 2 in this best of 5, and looking fairly simple as well against this Roy.
That was good. That was honestly, wrapping that up towards the end, you could tell Davis was getting frustrated, and Muskie Husky was kind of just keeping composure and maintaining the linear game plan that they chose to go with, even catching some very cool landings with long stem strike, and ultimately just going for up smash, knowing that Davis wanted to land on shield regardless. So it was a good gameplay, and I think Muskie Husky deserved that regardless of what the connection was.
And here's Gary Jimeno to close out for Edgecombe. I was very impressed with Jimeno back in the semifinals that we got to see on the Cloud. Not a lot of mistakes being made. And this time, the King K. Rool versus the Link of Tarboro, Colin here, have yet to see this player for Tarboro. And in comparison for Jimeno, have to be feeling very confident heading into it. But so far, not so good for the King K. Rool.
Yeah, King K. Rool's struggling once again. But this is a similar situation as before, right? I mean, it's the Link versus the King K. Rool. It's about who has what range they choose to play out. They are on this tiny stage of Smashville, so theoretically King K. Rool has a lot of advantage here. But Colin does not seem to be struggling in this like shorter range aspect either. Not afraid to hold shield, but you can't hold it for too long. That was fantastic. Dash attack actually connects Colin into the blunderbuss to send them to their death. The dash attack itself would not have killed.
No, not at all, but Jimeno again showing that deep knowledge of the game for King K. Rool. Now look at the speed enhancing for Jimeno as he wants to take the fight to this Link right away, see if he can do some extra damage before losing this stock. And very heavy King K. Rool. Cannot expect to take that stock just like that. Colin with the read again, just being an annoyance in center stage. Now looking to do it again. Jimeno just barely, it's missing, and that's going to give a check for that gut check there for Jimeno. Chance here to fight back off of that. The grab down throw off the edge.
Jimeno wants to spike so bad with a back air, with a down air, but neither is going to connect. Colin just isn't able to recover themselves. And now really looking for an early stock here. You can see still fishing for the back air.
I mean, Jimeno is just playing with their food right now. Countering, blunderbuss, goes for the gut check, and it's almost a connection with all three, but this is Colin still struggling to take this first stock. Jimeno going for that spike yet again.
Nice.
Oh,
Against
wow.
the stage, though.
Against the stage, Colin stays alive.
Forward smash 1 connects, 2 does not. Colin is still on death's door here, and that could have done it, but Jimeno looks like they're trying to style more than anything else. They could just kill with like an up smash or an up air on some of these, but they really want this spike because they have 3 stocks to play with and plenty of time.
It's unfortunate projectile. The bomb for Colin is going to lose them set 1.
Don't give him the satisfaction.
Not at all. King K. Rool of Jimeno. At first, I was a little bit worried. Colin came out strong on this Link, but as the set kind of went on, you started to see that Jimeno, that early kind of cloud play that we saw, the confidence from this player just continuing to shine for Edgecombe. Very, very impressed with Jimeno.
Alrighty, getting into the game 2. We're going to Battlefield, a much larger stage, a little bit easier for Link to deal with. It does help to have that top platform against King K. Rool, but it could also be a curse too. If you get hit by an up air on that top platform, you're a goner. So Jimeno's going to play around the bottom platforms as well, just for the time being, knowing that that option is in the back pocket if Colin ever chooses to go that high, and knowing that this stage selection does not necessarily benefit the Link more so than the K. Rool.
Colin, be patient. Not giving the satisfaction to Jimeno to make a mistake. Lots of space being shown for the Link, but the hunt down for Jimeno and going for the spike right away. Oh, Jimeno is feeling it. Slam into the up air, and that is going to be Jimeno again back into such a good spot. Clotheslining Colin non-stop, going for the eat, but I mean, what do you do here if you're Colin at this point?
I mean, something would be nice. Colin isn't throwing out any moves. That spike's going to hit the stage, another spike that's hitting the platform, and Jimeno did not get the optimal punish here. Up tilt, I think, would have even killed at 164% on the top platform. It would have killed at any point, but neither was selected. So blunderbuss to the face will take it. Colin gets a little bit too close to the cannon.
First stock on, and Colin still has yet to take a stock out of this King K. Rool. Good DI. Safely falls down. Not enough for Colin to take that stock just yet. Gut check. Colin is forced on down. Oh, no. I thought for a second Jimeno was going to style on him, but it's chance number 2. Throws him off stage. Goes for the smash. Able to recover. And Colin is just fighting for his life on this stage right now.
I guess that'll reflect on the arrow there. Colin does have stage, but Jimeno's just dash attacking across, trying to do anything in their power to get this back air. But Colin finally understands that Jimeno only wants the back air and is just air dodging back to stage every time to avoid it. Could have gone for a down air there, but it was a really nice spinning slash early because Colin read that one out.
It's great for Colin to finally take a stock off Jimeno. 129% though. Colin has to be careful. Make this one last. Like you see the spacing there. Jimeno is tracking him down very carefully, getting in close, but that's a fantastic get off me from Colin. Shields right away. Both members being careful. Blunderbuss. Again. And look at that. I mean, what do you do?
That's a tough one, Colin. And then look at this, just waiting on the edge. This is classic online K-Rule stuff, and that air dodge is going to actually secure the game and the set and the match, I believe, for Edgecombe.
Game, set, match for Edgecombe EC, as they're going to be the regional champions over inside of our independent division. Not the end. Sorry, that was for the Northeast division. Actually, we have our independent division coming up next, but that is incredible from Edgecombe. Tarboro, I mean, they looked good heading into the finals. A big series in the semifinals to bring them into that moment over JP Knapp, but in a lot of those matchups, it just didn't seem like the experience was there, Kevin. It just didn't seem like the knowledge of their matchups was there. A lot of studying to go for this Tarboro team before they can beat Edgecombe in a grand final.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't disagree with you there. Edgecombe came out swinging and really looked pretty dominant in all 3 of those games. I don't know if it was just matching up the right player to the right player, but it kind of just looked like they had a lot more experience, maybe some offline experience, but definitely more online experience as they were playing the online specials and understanding when their opponents were playing online specials like dash, back, forward smash, and adjusting accordingly. So a little bit more online prowess there and a little bit more overall experience, I think, led Edgecombe to winning the grand finals.
That's going to take us into our second grand finals for Piedmont Charter versus Roxborough, a team that we have yet to have on stream ourselves. Roxborough been fighting on the other side of that independent division bracket and now facing a Piedmont team that has the ice, Kevin. I don't know what it is with Piedmont, but they consistently love playing from a deficit off the start of these games. It happened versus Noble Academy. They lose game 1. They win back-to-back series. It happens versus Pine Lake in the very first series that we saw back in the quarterfinals. So heading into this grand final, no matter what Roxborough really throws at them, Kevin, I'm not too worried about it. So getting ready for the second grand final, I think it's time that we jump in with these 2 schools and, get things going.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's go right into it. We'll see what the next grand finals has in store for us.
Mitra versus the Terry. It's going to be the Beans right off the bat. A usual closer for Piedmont starting things off.
Okay. Let's see how we get going to PS2. By the way, for basically the first time today, I think, which is normally PlayStation 2. That's what my mind goes to. Pokemon Stadium 2 is the generic, like everybody goes to this first and foremost, but this is the first time that we've seen it. It's such a long stage. I personally think this benefits Mitra a little bit more than Terry.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't yet seen the Terry versus Pyra kind of head-to-head, so is this something that you should be worried about if you're Beans, who's been notoriously in the favor whenever he's on stage?
Yeah, this was a quick stock for O there. Beans does usually hold the ground up very nicely, but you can, on a stage as long as PS2, you can walk back to avoid the power wave. Blazing End outranges and clashes and still beats the power wave. I mean, there's so many options for Mitra in this matchup, and especially on this stage, that Beans is just getting suffocated. What a quick second stock.
Yeah, Beans just is getting shut down early on. out of nowhere for this Roxborough team, really putting on a clinic for Pyra Mythra. Finally, Bean's going to be connecting with a few, looking to get that first stock in slow-mo. I thought for a second we were going to get a photo finish for that one, but always able to recover. Good jabs into the power dunk, and still not enough to take the stock away from the Pyra.
No, and the Mythra is currently trying to put in the work so that Pyra can come back out and take this stock. But man, 146%, you still haven't gotten a kill as Terry here. Where's your jab, power dunk? A dash attack, I guess, will do it.
And we know, I mean, Beans, the jabs into the power dunk is basically his specialty for the matchups that we've seen for him to close a lot of these best of threes across the quarterfinals and the semifinal. It's missing in the grand final. Where is this Terry that we're so used to? Pyra Mythra is not somebody we've seen match up against Beans, and maybe this is just an uncomfortable matchup that he wasn't expecting. Blazing End is going to force Terry now into a little bit of a tough spot. Go is ready. Can he go back-to-back in stocks?
Jab. Oh, man, Power Geyser, I guess, was going to be the option. I was going to say jab, Buster Wolf would take it, but Power Geyser is just enough. Run-up smash, though, is another classic and does secure the stock. And game one.
Yeah, game one in our best of three for our first set here. Roxborough. Wow. I mean, we have yet to see these players take the stage, but that is impressive to say the least. Beans has been lights out in a lot of the head-to-heads that we've seen, but he's going to be sticking with the Terry. A lot of trust in this Terry. I don't think we've seen Beans play anything else, so is this a Terry one trick that just cannot get past a Pyra Mythra, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think it's traditional in Smash to not have a bunch of characters that you play, right? You usually have a main, you maybe have a secondary in the back pocket. And Pyra Mythra is one of the best characters in the game, ultimately. And so you may not play characters that are better against Pyra Mythra than Terry is. Terry's not the worst against this character, especially if you can take them to a smaller stage. FD is smaller, but not by a huge margin, and you lack the platforms as well. And I don't necessarily think that favors Terry over Pyra Mythra, because you can't land, and O is not letting Beans land.
No, O is just juggling Beans constantly on Final Destination. Grab's gonna miss. Excellent neutral down there for O is going to continue to start this juggle yet again. Beans gonna have to recover. Immediate shield goes with a jab, no power dunk.
Good SDIN. Lovely.
I thought for a second that was going to be it for the stock. Beans, almost a big miscalculation.
Okay, O's still in the back foot here. Burning Knuckle does catch the air dodge down. Oh, very nice high prominence revolt to regain stage. How does Beans land here? Does find an air dodge in. That was so scary, so dangerous. Power Wave gets a little bit of pressure. Burning Knuckle does close the stock. Down tilt, Burning Knuckle, another classic.
And only 99%. I mean, I want to put some trust into Beans here, but oh, for sure, still in the driver's seat of this one. Go is activated, but now you're playing off stage. If you're Beans, you're going to have to get around this Pyra Mythra, and that's going to help you. The Burning Knuckles forces back the Pyra Mythra, and that is going to be Beans now getting back in towards the center stage, avoiding the Blazing End. Not enough. It catches 146. Any hit so far from this Pyra, it could be Beans down to last stock.
It could be, but Beans has Go and a lot of rage on deck here. So, Buster Wolf's right past the Prominence Revolt. Really fishing for that Buster Wolf, but ultimately not going to be able to find it, especially once Pyra starts to get feet on the ground and just goes for tilts. So Mythra is back out, controlling all of stage, and now you've got to catch a fast character.
This has to be so annoying and frustrating if you are Beans. Prominence End, or Prominence Revolt is going to force Beans back. Nice grab, down throw, and it's the Photon Edge actually from O, just trying to at least disorient Beans. It's not going to. Lovely plays from Beans. And that is going to be down to the last stock. Beans still has a chance at this.
Yeah, O was panicking a little bit there, but I think got footing again, switched over to Pyra, and is back in the driver's seat. Go is online. This could turn the entire game around. It only takes 2 interactions for Beans to actually win this, but it only takes 1 aerial, maybe 2 without an edge guard for Roxborough to take this one.
This could be it. Jab, power dunk. Beans now. Could this be it? The Geyser's going to miss. Nice dodge. Rolls away. Shield, the power guys are going to be blocked out. Both players just missing their shots. It's shielding mania right now between the two. Beans is trying to end it with the go. But Mithra just trying to hold on. Pyro's going to back off. The Blazing End catches him. This could be it for Beans. Has to recover. Has to play it perfectly. What? Drop on down. Beans, oh no, what happened?
Okay. Just dropped and fast fell. I don't know if they were trying to do some sort of rising move, but they just dropped so far. It didn't even look like it was intentional at any point there. So weird missed input. That's a really sad way to lose that one.
That's a womp womp moment for sure. I cannot believe that for the chance of Beans. I mean, constantly Beans has been the closer of Piedmont, and you know, I mean, we can spin the story that Piedmont notoriously all day long has been playing at a deficit after game number 1, but for Beans to be the one to lose that game 1 is very rare so far. And that makes me question for this team, who's going to be the turnaround for Piedmont? Well, Nitro has been that second game player to turn things back into the favor of Piedmont. Could they be it again? The Sephiroth. I'm loving the Seph pick. So, Mr. Game & Watch, though, this is RNG simulator versus the longest sword in the game.
Yeah, we'll see if we see a lot of judges coming out, but I'm not, holding my breath. The shadow flares are going to get absorbed by the oil panic for the most part, so tossing those out isn't obviously like the best or easiest option to do. You can't really use a lot of those projectile options that you have on Sephiroth that help with like creating space and with ledge trapping, but you do still have a big sword, and that makes this matchup pretty difficult for Game & Watch.
Yeah, Nitro big. Nice up special there. Goes for the reflect, though. Nice patience from Betelgeuse. It's
probably Beetlejuice, but I do like to say Betelgeuse.
Betelgeuse. It sounds a little bit fancier than Beetlejuice should be, yeah, but oh, look at that. From Beetlejuice is actually going to pell himself up and try to drop down with the fire, but instead Nitro's playing it safe here with the counters. The reflect again, fantastic there from Sephiroth. You love to see that from a Seph player, just timing things properly.
Yeah, the spacing out here is really tough. Oh, finally finds the down smash to ground, followed by the forward smash. And surprisingly, I did not think the first stock was going to go to Betelgeuse, but they did wind up taking it. Nitro's now going to find feet before they can find an opening.
Yeah, Beetlejuice going to lose that stock, and now for Nitro, chance to take a lead after getting things back. Good grab, up throw, and it just looks like Beetlejuice continuing to try to keep Nitro at a disadvantage here. Nice dash attack, flipping the pans, and there's the smash down. Nitro can't recover. Down to last stock.
Okay. A little bit of a scramble here. Yeah, Nitro really wants to close out the stock quick, so they're looking for some aggression, trying to get a lot of damage down quickly, because that's not Sephiroth's forte, is getting a bunch of damage down quickly. You don't have good combos, your moves are solid, but unless you're getting these octo slashes out, you're only dealing 15-20% per interaction, and even then it's only 30% max. So you can tell that Nitro's really trying to force something to happen here, because they are uncomfortable being so far down, knowing they have so much to recover from.
And Beetlejuice just doing a good job at staying grounded. Nitro not having a chance to use really the full length of this sword. And I think that Beetlejuice knows exactly what to do in the Sephiroth matchup. It's making it tough for Nitro to find an advantage. Oh, Beetlejuice trying to end it, but a good shield from Nitro. Going for the Octo Slash off stage. Beetlejuice, can you recover? It seems like you will be able to off the keys. Reflect, and that's going to do it. 72% for Nitro to look to take set 1.
Another Scintilla coming out there. The counters are just doing all of the work right now. Octo Slash back. Oh, misses the angle, actually. That's really, really unfortunate. I thought the comeback was imminent, but Nitro falls to their own hands.
That is super, super unfortunate again. I mean, we've seen too many of those today. And that's going to be Sephiroth still continuing for Nitro. And Mr. Game & Watch still going to be here for Beetlejuice. So Nitro is convinced that this is the way around Mr. Game & Watch. It's just going to have to be a little bit more put together there. Again, I mean, you maybe feel that set number 1 should have gone your way, if not for the misinput. Just gonna have to see it again here.
And like I talked about, I don't think that this is necessarily a bad matchup for Sephiroth. It does require a little bit more spacing, a little bit more circle camping, which is never fun, and a lot of catching Game & Watch in the air while they're landing. So a lot of that is all really stuff that's kind of more difficult to do online, but definitely difficult to do when that's not what you're fishing for. You can see Nitro is really going for some very specific openings over and over.
Yeah, Octoslash gonna miss there. Nitro now forced off stage. Recover. And the reflect timed perfectly. The Scintilla is going to take the first stock.
Just keep using it, because it's got a hitbox afterwards, unlike a lot of reflects in the game. So if it's not responded to, or if you're not on the other side of Sephiroth, you're actually not going to be able to punish that really well. And Game & Watch doesn't have the best, like, speedy way to cross up Sephiroth. So it's kind of like, it's not safe, okay? You can't just use it there. But you can use it to maybe catch Game & Watch landing and not get punished for it so easy.
Okay, Shadow Flares. Triple Shadow Flare. Beetlejuice just going to eat it.
Just fills up the entire Oil Panic, but now that's online. It's not going to deal a ton of damage because it's just Shadow Flares, but it still could break a shield. It could kill Nitro if Nitro's at like 50, or it could just deal about 50 itself. So we'll see if we see the Oil Panic come out.
And Nitro is charging the Flare. Giga Flare. Timed right. Beetlejuice on death's door for the second stock. Going to have to go for the recover and will.
They actually lost the Oil Panic while they were off stage because they wanted to get rid of it so that they could counter another Shadow Flare. Because if you have the Oil Panic full, then you're not going to be able to counter any of it. It almost led to their stock being lost, but now they have their defensive option again to get back. And unfortunately, they just SD again, because why not?
And just look at how good Nitro's chase has been in a lot of those moments, not allowing Beetlejuice to get back to stage freely. Exactly what you were calling for off the Sephiroth. Just use your abilities properly, use that spacing, and a lot of denial right now against this Mr. Game & Watch, taking center stage up top. I'd like to see some more up airs from this from Nitro as well on Sephiroth. I think Beetlejuice is giving a lot of moments for that to happen, and we're not seeing it enough.
Yeah, Nitro's playing a little bit more disciplined here, a little bit safer, which I really do appreciate. Fishing for grabs like crazy. I don't know if that is the move. I think they were expecting Beetlejuice to shield the Shadow Flares, but now Beetlejuice has one more interaction to try to get back to stage with.
Perfect block. Nitro now. Chance to send us to a third set in game number 2 between Piedmont, Charter, and Roxborough. Beetlejuice in trouble, and that's because it just takes one good hit from Nitro to take that second set here. And you can see the Sephiroth finally cracking the code. Fantastic turnaround from Nitro from game 1 to game 2.
Yeah, let's see how game 3 goes. You definitely can't absorb a pointy sword there. So the Oil Panic too close was just a little bit too wrong of a selection. Are we going to see a adaptation here? We're going to Battlefield. I don't think that this is... I mean, this is actually pretty good for Game & Watch. If you can get juggling, like you can tell that they want to right now, then you're in a really good spot. You can even follow with combos off the top. You have up air chains. You can kill Sephiroth off the top pretty reliably. But Sephiroth also gets a lot of safety from a vertical approach and can hit you with a big up air if you land on that top platform. You can see they went for it, but unfortunately it's actually nicely turned around by Beetlejuice, almost taking the stock really early.
Shadow Flare gonna land. Oh, nice dodge from Nitro. Back in, very close, going for the judge. Oh, I thought for a second Nitro was gonna get on the receiving end. Good Scintilla. Space to get back onto it. The Octoslash catches Beetlejuice off edge for the first stock.
Very nice. Very nice pointy forward air. The tip of the point, whenever Sephiroth uses pointy moves, stabby moves, the end of the sword is the sweet spot. But whenever they use slashing moves, it's the middle of the sword. So catching the sweet spot on the pointy end of the forward air there closes that stock out. Although, I'd argue maybe anything would have killed.
It's good argument to make. Scintilla off the shield. Oh, nice shield there from Nitro. Keeping things close on this 140%. Not giving anything up for free. Going for the flare. That's going to catch Beetlejuice off stage. Up for Beetlejuice. Good shield from Nitro. Again, playing it safe. Good defense here from the Sephiroth. Shadow Flare is not going to connect. Scintilla a little too early. The punish for Beetlejuice. Now looking for that edge guard. Nitro's going to get back up. and still this third stock stays in play.
Yeah, that oil panic, if you absorb the right move, could be really dangerous, but Beetlejuice pulls the trigger a little bit too early and didn't want to hold on to it for very long, because it is a good defensive tool for them as well if they do eat the Shadow Flare. Good down smash, though, sends it a pretty disgusting angle if it doesn't ground you, and Nitro is going to die at any percent there.
Well, for Nitro, still in full control of this set so far. Second stock for both player, but the damage numbers for Beetlejuice, trouble brewing, especially considering how good it's been. But what just happened? Oh, Beetlejuice with the reads.
That was huge. Oil Panic is going to punish. I think they understood that even if that's a trade there, if they eat that Giga Flare, they still have the triple Shadow Flare in the Oil Panic, which honestly I didn't think was going to do that much, but it killed it like 20% or something. So Beetlejuice taking a massive lead there from being super far behind, and Nitro's got a little bit of extra credit to make up for it before this is a fully even game.
Yeah, we got ourselves a game here. Nice up throw, Beetlejuice. Oil Panic charged up for Beetlejuice.
Needs one more.
Can this be it? Nice down smash there.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. If he connects with that, this is over. I don't care where you are on the stage. If this Oil Panic connects, you are done. If you shield it, you are done because it's going to break your shield. You just cannot be in range.
Set up for success for Beetlejuice, and that's it. Dunks on him with a bucket of oil. Mr. Game & Watch prevails over the Sephiroth, and in a best of 5, Roxborough up 2-0.
This is some high-quality gameplay. I'm very happy that this is how these sets are going. It's a lot more even than we've seen some of the previous sets, and it's a way, way high caliber.
Fenris versus Braun Jr. Sora versus Joker. What a matchup this is. Not the first time today that we've seen actually the Sora versus Joker either, so this is interesting to see it come out in a potential last game for Piedmont. So Braun Jr. on the ropes right now.
Righty. Yeah, Arsene is almost out pretty early. This could be good. I think that this matchup is lightly Joker favored as well. You have massive hitboxes, so the Sora can't actually hit you while Arsene is out. And when Arsene isn't out, you have good speed to avoid and play a really nice grapple game to make it really difficult for Sora to land.
It's good from Sora to reclaim that center stage, fire Aga out, and that's the reflect that you're looking for from Fenris to push this Sora back. Good combo from the guns, and Braun Jr. in trouble. Able to get back, though, with the up special. Thunder keeping this Joker away. Shields are up. Braun being careful, knowing that, you know, you're killable right now. And Fenris knows that. The hunt is on for this Joker. Good shield. Up smash is going to connect for Braun, but nothing too crazy just yet. Nice dash attack for Fenris. Shields up for Braun. Looking for the grab there. Fenris, no. Instead, he's just continuing to chip away at the Sora.
Yep, and looking for some Rebels guards here is good. You want to get this second Arsene out best as possible. That's going to be big. And I think that there's not much that the Sora's going to hit you with that's actually going to kill. So we do see a second Arsene coming out, which could be a massive stock condition for Fenris right now. And look at that, they just find it.
Yeah, it's just as easy as that. Comes down to the Igonfu. Win this one for the Joker. Braun, can you equalize right away? This is going to be huge for the Sora, but instead Fenris just continuing to dominate center stage. Still with the Arsene available. It's going to run out, so now a chance for Braun to maybe wither away a little bit of this stock.
Yeah, I like playing with gun and using AHA from a distance. There's not like a lot of options that Sora has to deal with that, even with Faraga out. I think that you can just keep playing around that win condition here. And that's exactly what's happening. You're playing around AHA, you're playing around gun, another AHA, another gun. This is all like totally fine. The Faraga is annoying and you can't just jump in, especially when Thundaga is the very next one to come out. But, you know, the game plan is solid. I just think that you have to be a little bit more intelligent with how you choose to enter.
Thunder from the Sora. It's good. Blizzard too. Counter out right now. Braun Jr. just sizing up versus this Joker. Arsene's going to be active now, and You can see that immediate reaction from Braun Jr. Knows the matchup that you're playing up against, has to be careful, and look at that engagement. The Thunder, can you end it? No, Fenris avoids using the stage as protection.
Ooh, nice. Understanding down tilt is not safe on shield. Dropping shield and using a forward smash actually was kind of surprising, but the hurt box shift of lifting the ankle back means that that down tilt doesn't connect, and the forward smash does actually connect. I don't know if that's character knowledge or if it was luck, but either way, Fenris up a very deserved stock with another Arsene coming online in just a moment.
Fenris still holding on to these stocks at the very end. Braun Jr. in trouble.
Just grab. Oh, no, you lose. This is how you lose your stock. You just go for a grab there. Sora's at 13%. Your forward smash is not going to kill, and you're going to get a lot more value and damage off of like a down throw back air, a down throw forward air, both of which would have worked at that percentage. But unfortunately, Fenris just kind of throws the stock away. Yes, Arsene is back out, but you still have you got to get a lot of damage down before you can confirm a kill with Arsene.
Here we go for Braun. Big turnaround here for the Sora. Looking for game one in this set. Braun's going to recover. Fenris looking to punish this one with Arsene active. It's actually just going to run out, going for the combo in the up air in the combo there. It's Braun Jr. just continuing to pick away at this Joker. Nice combo. Braun knows exactly how to play this matchup. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of the Sora. It's fantastic. Can he end it, though? No, not yet.
Okay, good Aegon right there. Fenris is just holding down stage very reliably. Good back throw. Keep off stage, looking for a back air here. Back air is the kill condition. This should be a big punish. No, what? Okay, unfortunate. Dash attack is still going to reset the position again. Braun's got to try to get back, and hopefully we are in the position to punish this. Pineappled under the stage. That's a very interesting thing. So that move, Sora's move there, what is that called again? Sonic Blade? Sonic Blade will try to track your opponent. If it's close enough to the opponent, it will always try to track. So I think it might have caught on to try to track the Joker there, but the Joker moved back towards stage, and Sora was under the stage. So that at that point, it's a checkmate. You're already locked on, and there's no way for you to unlock or directionally control where your Sonic Blade is going. So that was just a fun little interaction that you don't normally get to see.
The Little Mac swap versus the Joker for Braun Jr. I wasn't hating the Sora match, but it may be Braun just not feeling as confident as you would with the Little Mac.
This is not the move. Fenris, I think, based off of how that back throw went, when you would normally go for a down throw for guaranteed damage, understands this matchup. You don't need to get damage on the Little Mac. All you actually need is just to get him off stage.
Yeah, so Fenris going to look for those opportunities to send Braun off stage, and here's the chance with the Arsene available. Good dodge there from Braun and keeping the space away from Fenris to really land these easy blows. The combos from the Little Mac is what you have to worry about if you're Joker. And now Braun showing some formidable play style here with the Little Mac.
Okay, got a Jolt Haymaker off, and Fenris is, I think, going to start to abandon this game plan of get Little Mac off stage because Braun is playing for center like it's his job. And so we're going for a little bit more guaranteed damage now, which I think definitely is a great way to play this. KO Punch will not kill right now. It'll be a guaranteed 40%. It looks like Braun went for the guaranteed 40%, but unfortunately it was interrupted there as well. Just not quite in that super armor frameage.
Oh, it's a good charge there for Braun. Continuing to just be an issue on this Little Mac. Center stage, box off stage. Good guns there from Fenris. And Braun charges it off. Fenris walks right into the punch. Easily recoverable, but Fenris is just not playing as confident or as comfortable as you would expect for this matchup.
You're dead on. Confidence is really key here, and Fenris is lost it all. After you get really far behind the Little Mac, and when your game plan of throwing Little Mac off stage doesn't work, then you have a lot of uphill battle you have to work with to try to get damage down on the Little Mac. You have to try to find an opening with a grab, and you have to find a lot of smaller interactions. And Little Mac has a much easier game plan. And right now, that game plan is, let me KO punch this Joker as soon as I get back to stage. Down tilt is going to get countered, so no guaranteed combo into the KO punch. And Braun's got to put a little bit more effort in, although Fenris is making it a little bit easy.
So far, Braun with good swap. Charge again. Oh, okay. Fenris not allowing it second time around. Breathe. Aegon. Second one. Not landing. Braun Closing the distance, closing the gap. Good shield dodge, back in, switching sides. Fenris still trying to take this first stock away, but Braun is not giving it to him. Not at all. The resilience from this Little Mac is incredible. Good shield, still holding on. Another shield, but no, that's it for the stock. Braun brought down 2-0. 2 stocks still, though, and a chance to put this one away.
Oh, you got to be careful on that DI there. You need to DI that out, or you will die on the maybe next one. It depends on how stale it is, I guess. But Braun's just fishing for anything, like an F tilt, a down smash, a forward smash. Anything by ledge, I think, will kill at this point. Up-angled forward smash. One of the classics. It covers so much space, and it lurches you forward, and it's fairly safe on shield because it will push away your opponent on shield. I love that choice. It covers so many options online when you aren't sure if your opponent's going to jump, if they're going to drift in, or if they're going to land in shield. It still covers everything.
Little Mac versus Joker still. So it still seems like Fenris wants this matchup, wants the smoke to put this one away for Roxborough. Can Fenris 3-0 sweep Piedmont? This is the chance. Do you have the Little Mac? You still say this is the matchup for Joker, but Braun Jr. showing that it's not as simple as just a matchup on paper. It's the player, it's the user, and how they use these characters. And so far, Braun Jr. on the Little Mac is incredible.
Yeah, Fenris is trying to play proactively, which I think is incorrect. I think you just play reactively, especially when Braun is throwing out like Jolt Haymakers. So much end lag on those moves. There aren't like a smash attacks on shield. Another Jolt Haymaker that could have been punished if played reactively. Luckily, the proactive play still is working out for Fenris here, and I think it can be good in specific situations, but sometimes you just got to play reactionary. Otherwise, you're going to get hit by KO Punch. Good roll away.
Fenris, good start here in the matchup, but combo for Braun into the air. Off the landing, too, and Braun is just keeping Fenris off stage. Arson's going to run out. Good grab, down throw into the combo up. Braun almost whittling away this first stock for Fenris, keeping this third stock for Braun. Still active as long as possible. Good DI back into the center stage, but that is a fantastic read from Fenris.
Yeah, Fenris has kind of abandoned the grab game, which I think is probably not right. You have a lot of ways to run up and grab Little Mac because Braun is not just throwing out hitboxes, right? Braun is waiting until they're in range or until you're approaching them to throw something out. And I think that gives you a lot of freedom to either bait out an approach or to walk up and grab. However, a second Arsene off of a really nice Rebels guard into guns is also a great way to close out a stock. And Braun goes down 2 stocks here. That's a big uphill battle.
Yeah, and all you said, get this Little Mac off stage. And that should be it for the Joker game, set, match. Well, nice. Fenris is looking for that here. Good combo. Braun's going to be set packing, flying. In fact, good shield, but not just yet. Connecting Fenris with the backstep. Little Mac just not able to close this distance just yet. Fenris doing everything right in this matchup, but finally Braun's going to break on through. Can you take this stock? Can you take this stock away? No, not just yet. The shield, good combo there from Fenris to hold on to it. And even backing Braun Jr. up into the center of stage. Fantastic from both fields. You can see Braun is trying to grind his way through this.
Okay, a little bit of action here. I like just resetting neutral. Fenris wants Braun to make a mistake because it only takes 1 or 2 punishes for the mistake for it to be closed out here. KO Punch is not going to kill at 0%, so Fenris is actually not afraid of being run up KO Punched at any point here. And it was just wasted right there. Braun wanted to throw it away because it was going to go away anyways. You're going to get hit. Dash attacks, keeping them off stage. And yes, cover high. Always cover high when you're fighting Little Mac off stage. Fenris closes out that game.
And Fenris with the proper reads in the matchup there. At first, if you don't succeed, try again. And the Joker is going to win things out for Roxborough in a 3-0 sweep to be your independent champions for the regional qualifier, Kevin. And I will say it's a 3-0 sweep, but that does not deserve to be a 3-0 sweep. Those stocks, those series were so close.
It was very close, honestly, and they were very high caliber. I mentioned that before. We were seeing a much higher level of gameplay than we were seeing in some of the earlier rounds. A lot of back and forth. There wasn't like just crazy domination one way or the other. In fact, some of the games themselves were dominating on one side and then swapped for the next game and dominating on the other side. So it's clear that both sides, both teams had players with that experience, with that capability, and it could have gone either way depending on who was the better players that day. And today, it was Roxborough's players. What a great day to have better players in a $25,000 qualifier.
What a great day to trust in your students. For Roxborough, congratulations, as well as our Northeastern champions, Edgecombe EC taking down Tarboro. Big day for both schools for the regional qualifiers, and I can't wait to see more when it comes down to Smash here on VESL. But that's all said and done for you and I, Kevin, tonight. Tomorrow, on Friday, we got Rocket League on the docket for some more VESL action, folks. As the playoffs run forward, it has been nothing but non-stop action. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you're following along with the channel, as well as everything to do with VESL. And we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, with some more esports. Don't miss out. We'll see you soon.